Can you see me? Is it moving? Whoa, why is it lagging though? You can see me, you can hear me. Am I lagging on your side? Like when I move, is it? Oh, maybe it's my something's overheating. Something's overheating. I stacked a bunch of mason jars on top of my computer. Is that blocking the exhaust? Could that be it? Hey, yo! Why is it like this? Uh-oh. I hope it doesn't have any problems. Anyway, hello! Welcome to stream. I have been degenerately gaming. After months without doing it, Slay the Spire brought me back in, bro. Ripped my fucking heart out. It's lagging? Wait, it is lagging. Wait. He said very lag. Uh-oh. It's not lagging? Oh. Well, it's lagging for me. But I figure if I just close everything. Let me see, let me check Control Delete. Little task man. 71% memory allocation. That's not good. That's not good. Is it? Oh, he's probably Photoshop. Holy fuck, it's probably Photoshop. Photoshop 10,000 layer file is open. It's, oh my God, that cleared it up instantly. It was Photoshop, dude. The 10,000 layer thumbnail. The thumbnail that has been edited since 2020. That's how long I've been using that. That's crazy. It's a 6-year thumbnail file. Wait, let me make sure my door is closed. Oh, it is. We're good. We're good. Hello! Man, how you guys doing? How's your Saturday going? Like I said, yesterday and today, Slay the Spire 2 completely ripped over my life. Additionally, on top of that, I'm getting hit with a back-to-back. I'm getting hit with the double whammy because I got challenged to this Age of Empires 2 show match by Grubby. Grubby pulls me into a room with Hera, starts talking shit. Okay, and so now one of the greatest RTS players of all time, and it's supposed to be a show match. So I'm getting shit talked, and so I start to lean back into Age of Empires 2. It's fucking hard. It's hard, dude. It's hard. I haven't played in 6 months, not one game, because once I got 1500 rating, I just stopped because I didn't want to lose it. So I didn't touch it for 6 months. And then I played one game on Hera's stream and I won it. So I went up from 1500 and I was like, well, I'm amazing. And then I played a bunch offline and I lost almost all of them. And then Grubby's ass sends me this. Wait, can I show this? How do I show it without? It's honestly. Let me see here how I can fucking show this. Here. This should be it, right? I can just show this. Okay, look. Oh, I'm covering it. Okay, look. Grubby. Gotta fix my whole shit, bro. It's all falling apart. He goes, at Atrioc, skull emoji. It's my rating, which plateaued. And then at the end, it falls off. And he's like, womp. What a piece of shit, dude. What a piece of shit. Oh my God. I used to look up at this guy. And now I heard he's an asshole. And he's playing Age of Empires all day, every day on his stream. And then I look on his ladder and he's playing offline. He played all day on stream, went offline, kept playing. Fuck! Fuck, dude. How can I win this? That's ridiculous. I'm supposed to work on a fucking PowerPoint. Oh, Christ. Send someone to his house IRL. Let's not cross any lines here. Let's not cross any lines. How does it feel to have a better strategic mind than the Trump administration? How does it feel to... that's the lowest bar I can imagine. How does it feel to be a better chatter than... who I want to pick? Who's the worst person in here? Crane. David Declan, thank you for the 2 months. Custardy, thank you for the 19 months. Irregular FPS. You love the lemonade stand. Keep it up. Hey, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Foregone a Cloud, thank you for the 19 months. Chicken Joe. Naza Call, thank you for the 19. You see the Freddy's Burger War response? It was not bad. Seems they watched your marketing video. I didn't see the response. I didn't see the response. I assume this burger war is raging just as furious as the war in Iran. I assume it's hard to tell which one's raging harder. Tell me where your wife bought that sweater, bro. Low-key fire. You think I couldn't shop for myself? You think I don't have good taste? You think I didn't see this beautiful fucking embossed sweater of the Santa Monica Pier? Yeah, I bought this shit. And tell you how I found it? My great discerning taste. Okay? I scrolled Instagram Reels and it popped up. Yeah, my wife didn't buy it. Dude, this is a fucking classic IG Reels purchase. And if you want to get it, you better have the same taste as I have in your algorithm. Okay? Dressed by the algorithm. It's a new thing. It's what's happening. Virtual John, thank you for the prime. When's the year's predictions coming out? Bro, if it didn't happen by March, it ain't happening. It was, look, it was the year of the real, as in hard assets, gold, oil, uranium, fucking everything is going to have a good year because people are transitioning out of speculative financial assets into hard assets. That applies to companies as well. So companies that are asset heavy, like, I don't know, fucking shipping companies, John Deere, asset heavy companies are going to do way better than companies that are asset light with high profit margins, like digital companies are getting fucking by AI. Yeah, it was the year of the real. It was the year of retreat. It was the year of the blue tea party because there's going to be huge primary fights ripping up. Look, it was a great predictions, but I'll just put it into, I'll do what I did with Slowly All at Once. I just will use it for a big video later in the year. It'll be fine. Hey, Troc, I love your stuff. I'm faded AF, but keep it up, goat. What the fuck? Where's my... Wait, is the whoosh not working? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Without the whoosh, we're fucked. Wait a minute. Where's the whoosh? Oh, no. Oh, no. Where's the whoosh, dude? Where's the whoosh? Oh, this is the problem without labeling your scenes. Why is this one of my things? Well, I don't know what that even's for. Oh, Donald Trump, you've done it again. Xi Jinping, I know you're behind this. Vladimir Putin, it was you. Why do I have a scene called... Why do I have a Vladimir Putin scene? Wait, when did I ever have this? Why do I have this? Why is there a Vladimir Putin This is the OBS of a veteran streamer. Fuck me, dude. What is this? This has got to have been there for 6 years. When did I do a matrix overlay? When is... Oh, no, this was probably when we were doing the hacking thing with Aiden. That wasn't that. That wasn't that fun. That was Doug and Aiden. Okay. All right. Well, I should probably label this shit. Does this prove that streaming is the hardest job, or do you guys still need more proof? Are you not convinced yet? Dude, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out without the fucking whoosh, dude. Okay, take this off. Maybe it is this. Oh, here it is. There it is. Wait. No, it's almost good. Don't get me wrong. It's almost good. But it's so small. Why is it tiny? But why does it look different? What the fuck? Did you shadow patch it? I'm asking Otto. Otto. Yo, did you change the whoosh overlay? It's all different now. Otto! Isn't it local to your computer? Dude, why does it look so fucking scuffed? Wait. Wait, why do I have an overlay that is just NBA.com/Lakers? When did I ever do that? This is crazy. There's like 100 empty off layers here. This is so stupid. Okay. You know what? I'll fix it. We'll just go, wait. Hold up, folks. He's cooking. It's not bad. It's fine. It's a little square. There. Wait, there we go. No, it's pretty good. Whoosh! And so you were saying? Hey, it's not bad. Wide like our streamer. Guys, don't call me fat. I fell off the wagon for 2 days and I don't want to be called fat because I have been trying the year of health and this fucking gaming thing slowed me down. I did all right on health. I just didn't. I don't know. I just feel off. I just too much sitting today. Stomp. I don't know if this is possible, but imagine if the whoosh actually brought the message out of chat on the left. Fucking greedy. Now the graphic has to pull it out of the fucking chat. Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Hey, why don't I like make every fucking piece of this an editable file so I can yoink it out with my hand, then grab your chat message and pull it out. What if I could make all your letters scatter by doing that? Let's get a fucking graphics team on that. Vibe code it? It's not a Doug Street, bro. I'm not doing this. Me in 2032 watching Atrioc glaze our economy. Houses are affordable and low unemployment. Are you just manifesting this? I'm as hopeful as you are, bro. By the way, like if it were a good economy and I was pointing that out, that wouldn't be glazing. I wouldn't be, quote, glazing our economy by saying, hey, unemployment is low and housing is cheap. That would be just accurately describing it. It's not, certainly not a glaze. Glazing President Mr. Beast. So happy to catch an Atrioc stream live after a YouTube frogging for a year and a half. LOL. Brother, welcome to the stream and thank you for the sub. A couple things to talk about today, but also it's a GSS. So if you have any great YouTube videos I'd like to watch, we'll probably watch them together. I think there's a new good work on Chinese peptides that apparently is a heater. I thought that would be fun to watch. Retrograde, stay for the 46 months. So I think I'll watch that with old chat because I actually want to know more about Chinese peptides. It's in the ether, people talking about it, but I don't really know that much. TBH. New Drew Gooden too. We could watch Drew Gooden. Some guy at the gym was trying to sell me on Chinese peptides. And so you bought in, right? How Money Works and How History Works put out a few bangers in the last couple weeks. Okay, maybe we could watch those. I have a really good video for GSS. If you skip it, I'll be really sad and download League of Legends. Well, get ready to download because we've already got a docket ahead of us. And number two, I'm trying to make you suffer the way I'm suffering because I have two different games stealing the hours of my life. And so you need to download League of Legends so we can, dude, this fucking chair has, oh no. my sock is hooked into my chair. Ow. Ow. I've destroyed another chair. Oh my God. I have to buy another chair now. It's all melting down. It's not because of the fat. I've just been fucking jumping, moving around on it. Did you see Ted season 2? Questions like this made me laugh the most because why the fuck you think you come into like why? Why would I be the guy to talk to about, oh my God, Atrioc, you see Ted season 2? In what world am I the Ted season 2 discussion guy? I'm the guy that's going to give you the breakdown on Ted season 2? I haven't seen Ted season 1. I'm not caught up on the lore. You make your tummy cramp with how much you laugh at Ted season 2. Is this a viral stunt? Are you guys all part of the Ted marketing team trying to make it seem cool and relatable? Ted, you're talking about the teddy bear, right? That fucking Seth MacFarlane teddy bear that was a not very good movie turned into a show and is now a okay. All right. Sounds like you're caught up. No, I'm not caught up. I'm not caught up in that I can't give you the lore points. Maybe this will be the first month Big A reads my sub notification. Not only will I read it, I'll whoosh it. How about that, Kirthana? Thank you for the 46 months of Prime. Good goddamn, it is appreciated. Based T Girl, thank you for the 5 gifties. Salute. Appreciate that. Do you have a message? Your message is, I swear to God, does bro ever change his hat? Okay, thank you for the gifties. Thank you for the gifties. This is the hardest job in the world. Do you guys know this is the hardest job in the world? This is the hardest job in the world. Even the nice messages are mean. Okay? I do change my hat a lot. If you must know, in fact, as a prime bald, if you could see, you won't be able to see. My entire door is covered in it's like a hat carrying thing on the back of my door. And there's fucking 6, 12, 18, 24, 32. There's probably 38 hats. there's 38 hats on there. Okay? How many are your merch? Pretty much all of them, bro. All Enron. So I switch hats up. Don't you worry about that. I kind of picked a dirty ass one today, though. I'm looking at it. It's kind of a scuffed ass old Enron hat. Call it classic, though. Call it classic. What's your least favorite hat? Is that a question you're sincerely interested in? Your two questions today are, what do you think of Ted season 2 and what's your least favorite hat? Are you sincerely interested in these answers to these questions? Or are you just like trying to get whooshed? Are you just saying shit that I might be mad at? Or do you genuinely want to know what my least favorite hat is? Okay, well, I'll tell you. My least favorite hat is any hat that has the flat brim. I think the flat brim looks fucking lame. I'm not a flat brim guy. All flat brim hats are whack. You got to get the cap with the bend. Get the cap, no cap, is what I say. Bro got red twice. I can't even get one. Shut up, dude. Do you think I have to give an equal opportunity to it's 3,000 chatters and I got to go down the list and fucking, what is your message that needed to get read? These are your only 2 messages so far that you had to be read. Your first message was no, Ted Lasso. When I said, is Ted 2 the teddy bear? And then your other message was, does he turn into a bear? That's it. That's the only thing. Which one of those would you like me to have read? On God. When? What? Both. No taxation without representation. That is a really powerful thing to say if you are a colony of England fighting for independence. It makes no fucking sense as a Twitch chatter because you're not being taxed by me. And you have representation. If anything, you've dominated the conversation. If anything, representation outweighs the appropriate amount. From each according to his pogs, to each according to his I can'ts. Completely gibberish. like on a surface level, you might think you cooked here, but it doesn't actually have any meaning. It's just Mad Libs. You just fucking put Twitch words in a... But chat seems to love it, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Damn, that's crazy. Speaking of that oil crash, huh? You're timed out for 3 days. I'm not joking. don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. This is my least favorite thing in all of streaming. All right? That's my least favorite thing in all of streaming. Jeff Kimmerson! Thank you for the 10 gifties. Bro, clean your dusty ass hat. All right, well, if Jeff Kimmerson's going to drop $50, I'll get a nicer hat. I mean, I can't stand the disrespect, but I'll get a cleaner hat. A little too bright, honestly. A little too bright, this yellow one. What about... Actually, I didn't know I had this hat. What do you guys think about this one for the presentation? What do you guys think about this one for the prez? Is this not sure when we have a winner? Yeah, that's a good one, all right. Oh, baby. I feel like I'm playing Dress to Impress IRL. You feel like that. You're watching someone else put on two different hats, but you feel like you're playing Dress to Impress. By the way, if in real life it was you changing clothes, it would still be weird to be like, this is like Dress to Impress, but in real life. It's just called changing. It's just a regular thing that happens to you already. It's not Dress to Impress. Okay. I can't wear this fucking hat. I can't wear this. I can't wear this hat. You know what? Let's wear a classic. Let's wear the OG. Kind of matches the fucking fit, huh? A little too matched, honestly, but. Hey, Kojak, thank you for the 10 gifties. Damn, this is an original run. I don't think I've ever worn this one. The classic tan, bro. Kojak, thank you for the gift. Did you have a message? You said, did you delete the good one when you had the white box for Slay the Spire? I have no idea what that means. Well, you said Glizzy hat too, and I appreciate that. Appreciate that. How's the fat race going with Ludwig? Who's in the lead? Let's not call it the fat race. Let's call it two friends trying to get healthy. And I think he's still like half a pound lighter than me, if you must know. If I had to guess. What's interesting is I haven't weighed myself, but I probably lost weight the past few days because I just didn't eat. I had like one meal today because I just played fucking games. I just have not eaten. Honestly, I like when I was degenerate league gamer, I was super low weight. Holy fuck! Jeff Kimmerson, thank you for the 100 gifties. Holy, oh, to the hat switch? That's the best hat switch I ever did. That was the best hat switch I ever did, bro. Thank you, Jeff Kimmerson. Why didn't you get one? Each giftie is personally chosen by Dan Clancy himself, and he wanted you to have a bad time. So take it out on him. Take it out on him. Dan Clancy, he works overtime picking the gifties getters, which is weird. You'd think he'd have something else to do, something better to do at this time. Okay, we got some shit to talk about today. Let me see if I can pull this up and get this ready. There's a couple things to talk about today. And I want to make sure we got what we need. Holy shit. Wait, what is this? What is this? What is this? Click. Year-defining news. Travis Kelce's mom is in the middle of a home renovation. Exclusive news? Wow. All right, let's pivot that to the clip. That's fascinating. Give me my content already. Content, man, I'm losing an hour of sleep. All right, you should go to bed then. I'm going to just time you out. Go to bed. Go to bed. I don't want to be rushed. I make the clip so you can watch it tomorrow, bro. I don't want to be rushed. I like the vibing. I don't like to be rushed because it's not fun for me. Have you seen Grubby challenging you to AO211? I gotta talk about this a little more. Because this is like hurting my brain. I don't know how to handle this. Listen, I'm a big Grubby fan. I really do like Grubby. I've been a Grubby fan a long time, way before I was a streamer. I thought he was one of the coolest esports pros, but he's coming at me on this Age of Empires 2 thing. I think he's trying to turn this shit into content, and I would love to do that if I wasn't so goddamn rusty. Okay, I'm 6 months out of practice, and he's an RTS pro grinding every day. So I'm trying to get back up to speed. I'm trying. Listen. Let's not fuck around here, all right? All I hear is excuses. That's because I'm giving excuses. Okay. I'm giving excuses. That's why you're hearing that. It's because that's what I'm doing, bro. Look. This is my ladder, okay? Obviously, I had the greatest run of a lifetime. Fucking 800 ELO to 1500 ELO. Super fast, world record, incredible. And then I got here and I stopped. And I didn't play anything for 6 calendar months, not one game. And now I started playing again and I'm free falling. And I'm free falling, dude. Well, I didn't totally free fall because I won a couple. I won a couple, which is good. Thank God. It means I can still beat a 1400 player. You can't see it? Oh, my bad. Here, there it is. There's the free fall. See it? Free fall. Okay? And it just goes bonk. Lucky no decay. Yeah, there's no decay. So I'm like trying to get back into it. I played how many games today? Dude, I played a bunch of games today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games today. Holy fuck. I'm like a college kid again. I'm grinding. I won a couple of them against this guy's good, right? This guy's got, pull it up. This guy's got 3,000 games played, rating 1484. He was 1589 a minute ago. So it's like, I think it's just everything's so crusty, dusty, slow. Oh no, dude. Even this says Grubby will win 12 out of 19 matches. So you're saying there's a chance. 7 out of 19 is winnable, dude. It's fucking winnable. But Grubby, also fucking vertical, but he's playing, how many games did he play today? 24 hours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fuck! Dude, I don't know how I'm going to stop this guy. If I'm just being honest. It's not that I don't trust myself. It's just that he's fucking good. Do peptides and you win easy? Yeah, well, Hera said he'll coach me. I think if I get one Hera coaching session and I get a little bit of the rust shaken off, I can give it the college try, bro. I can give it everything I got. One push. Anyway, I'm down to do it. I'll play no matter what because it's good content. But the odds are not in my flavor. Bill Buttlicker, they give the 54 months. Deaf Boy, they have the 29. MacGyver, they have the 21. Joe Biden, they give it the 16. Joe Biden, I appreciate your longtime support. I know I talk shit about you when you were president, but you've been honestly a great chatter. And honestly, you're a better chatter than you were president. You have a really good vibe about you in chat. And I appreciate what you did sneaking into disputed territory and blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. I appreciate that. That was a big moment in the war effort, and I thought that was cool as hell. Doing that personally was, most presidents don't do that. Nobody thought an 80-year-old man could do it, but he did it. I mean, the way I remember it is the general's like, we can't do it. It's too risky. And he said, give me that damn detonator, Jack. I'll show you how it's done. And then he zips up his dive suit and he walks out of the Oval Office, bro. And then the next time they see him, he's got like dust on his face. He's got like a little bit of, he's walking with a limp and he's like, it's done. Never ask me again. Okay. And there we go. And he's still wet. And then he's like, use the auto pin while I'm out. Dude, was Obama/Biden the only recent major politician not on Epstein list? Epstein Island? No. I mean, of our last, no, Bush too, right? No, it's not like it's two presidents in the last 5 is not great odds, but we're still above average. we're still 3 out of 5. Let's not get crazy here. We're still 3 out of 5 not pedophiles. Okay. 3 out of 5, bro. Come on. That's pretty good odds. Better rates than a Minecraft server. That's not good. Don't say that. Don't say that. Our boy Gerald Ford was on the Epstein list. True that. Gerald Ford, baby. Big A, do you know if burgers keep on getting expensive and MacBooks keep on getting cheaper, then by 2081, McDonald's will be more expensive than a MacBook? The math checks out. The math checks out. So if you're thinking of buying a laptop, wait. Hold off. Hold off 50 years. And you'll get a great deal. And if you're thinking about eating a juicy burger, do that now. Buy in now because the prices will get more expensive. Honestly, if you want to protect your family's capital, you should buy as many burgers as you can and store them in a freezer because the price will go up. So in years, those will be worth a lot of money and you'll be able to sell them for a huge profit. One second. I got all my nose. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba da 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 da. Da da da. What a crazy fucking time we live in 0% a good way. Maybe I'm retreating into video games past few days because it's fucking just disgusting bad news consistently. I genuinely think, well, I'll say it later. May all of you live in interesting times. How long until the trucker revolt? I think there would be a genuine trucking strike or like angry people burning things. If a major trucking company replaced 20% or more of its fleet with self-driving, which we're hurtling towards, but I don't think it'll happen from oil prices. Unless they hit 150 plus, then who fuck, all bets are off. Have they tapped or said they would tap the strategic reserve? So Donald Trump, when he was elected, during the campaign rallies and after in his inauguration speech, you can look it up. In his inauguration speech, he said, we're going to fill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve up to the tippity top. He said Biden, that idiot, drained it for a holiday. He drained it for a holiday. He drained it to help the election. And we're going to fill it right back up to the tippity top. And over the first year of Trump's administration, oil has been spectacularly cheap. There's been a glut of oil, not only from American production, but OPEC production, and there's Russian production. There's been a lot of cheap oil. It would have been a really, really, really good time to refill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. At the same time, China bought more barrels per day for their petroleum reserve than they ever have in history. They were buying like 1 million barrels a day all of 2025 because it was so cheap. And we decided, nah, we'll wait. And now that there is a conflict in the Strait of Hormuz and oil prices are spiking, that is proving to be a really foolish decision. But it's not like he could have known there would have been something going on in the Strait of Hormuz. Like, I can't blame Trump. This just happened to him. He had no idea there was going to be a conflict in the Middle East. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't possibly, he could have, it's unpredictable. It's a black swan event. Listen, I can talk about this for a while, but I actually think I kind of want to do this prez tomorrow morning because I just thought of something I want to add. I think will be good for the video. Yikes. I think I'd rather do Get Smarter Saturdays. I'd rather do GSS. I'd rather do GSS because I just think this would actually be fun. I think I just want to include the China stuff. I want to include and I'll just tell you. You guys are live, I'll tell you. You'll get a little early presentation of what I want to talk about. All right, look. Here, this is only for you, I guess. Because I'm not going to, if you guys stayed up, look. Here. Here's the gist of it, right? Can you see this? Yeah, look, this is the Strait of Hormuz. We've been talking about it, right? All these ships are going through. Now, this is a time lapse of what happened after the war started. You'll notice the number of tankers going through slows to a crawl and then essentially stops altogether. Now, what I want to add is that there's been a lot of development because listen, this is where all of the oil in the world, 20% of the oil of the world comes through. Okay? And a bunch of ships are trapped out here trying to get out. And if they can get out, if they can kind of blockade run, they make a lot of money. But no insurance company will insure them right now. So even though that Iran has said they won't strike Chinese ships are still not leaving. They they're stuck in here because they can't get insurance and they're scared. You don't know. They don't want to get out. So what's happening is the few, I guess, riskier or more aggro tankers are changing their transponders to pretend to be Chinese and then just going for it at midnight. They're just gunning it. And it's like this crazy, and then even they're also like, here's an example, but I need to add more, right? So this is a ship called the Chen 2. Again, at midnight, they're just pulling up to here, turning off everything, all locators, and then just going for it. Like, people are all just trying, the ones that are like risky enough to get out. Most of them are staying here. Because again, if your tanker gets struck, you're talking about billions of dollars. Like, it's like, you can't, the risk is too high, and without insurance, you're fucked. So nobody will go. But a few ships are running for it. And this slowdown, I'm doing the presentation. That was a little tease. That was a little tease, bro. Come tomorrow morning. I promise you, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. I just want to add a couple things about that because I think it's a fire. I think it's actually so interesting. And if I do it half, then it won't be as good as it could be. All right, Sunday morning, hand of God. I have to get this clip out. So I'll wake up and I'll do it, and then I'll go to basketball. But while I've got you here, there's a lot to talk about, and I think we should watch this video about Chinese peptides. Dude, I swear to God, there's a hook on this chair. I have to take my dogs out. You got to see my feet. I lost my socks to the chair. I do want to watch the Drew Gooden ESPN video too. In fact, would you guys like to do a vote? Can we get a vote? No. Don't vote on Slay Aspire 2 Gaming versus Get Stupider Saturday. No. If I play Slay Aspire, it'll be in like an hour or something, or 2 hours or whatever. I'll do it at the end of the night. I want to vote on Chinese peptides or Drew Gooden ESPN Death of Journalism. Which one is more interesting to watch with chat and comment on? Jafil? GSS1 anyway. He called it Get Super Saturdays. Why not both? Well, we're going to watch both probably, but which one first? Wait. DRAD201 said, as an Australian high school teacher, teaching 15-year-olds to use a computer, we're cooked. They struggle with simple computer tasks and spend the whole lesson trying to sneak onto games. I don't doubt that we're cooked, but I don't know if that's fully a reason. I mean, that's probably what I did in school. I mean, 15 years old, like there was like the world's hardest game. Everyone did that, bro. Everyone wanted to. I mean, school can be boring, bro. No doubt about it. Cool math games. Yeah. So I don't know that's the reason. I mean, listen, I don't want to get into it because we talk about this all the time, but the reason is very clearly that they can't hold attention on anything and they can't read and consume anything longer than a paragraph. They can't like digest a full page of an argument and like understand it. And that's the problem. That's everything else is like whatever. That's where it's like the danger. That's the fucking. But all right, let's watch the Drew Gooden video. Let's see. YouTube. Drew Gooden. ESPN and the death of journalism. I have no idea what this is about. But I'm going to assume it's about, I don't know, how sports gambling has taken over ESPN or what. I don't know. I have no idea. Drew Gooden surprised me. I mean, was ESPN ever considered real journalism? I guess sports journalism in a way. But I've never, I don't know. When I think of journalism, I think of like, I don't know, real world shit. But all right.
50 years now, ESPN has been a cultural staple.
Okay.
What started as a shoestring operation in Bristol, Connecticut, quickly became a money printing machine throughout the 90s and 2000s.
All
Of
right,
course,
love
part of
that.
that was because before the internet, it was kind of the only place to see scores and highlights. You didn't really have a choice. But even still, it was a network that was filled with so many.
For me, I am a not late life, because I'm still young. But I'm later into getting into sports. Like, I watch basketball all the time now, but I didn't do it growing up. And so I don't know. You guys are telling me ESPN used to be this cultural touchstone and is awesome. But to me, it always just seems like slop. Like, it seems like it was slop then and slop now. I'm interested to see what makes it so different. Because it feels like it's just like two hosts in suits and they talk about sports highlights. Is that, like, what changed so much?
Many great personalities, people like Stuart Scott, who were just effortlessly cool and funny. They had this dry sense of humor that permeated in everything they made. They really delivered.
I do think
had this dry sense of.
I've made a video on this. I think the This Is SportsCenter ads is one of the greatest ad series of all time. It was riotously funny. They were all on theme. They helped ESPN. Yeah, but those were really great. It's an amazing ad series. I think it was one of the great marketing wins of all time. Yeah. I showed these before I was even super into sports. I showed these ad NVIDIA to our coworkers when I was we were writing the April Fool's sketch for NVIDIA, and I was like, let's try and get this type of vibe, because that was so good.
That permeated in everything they made. And they really delivered on every part of the sports spectrum. Whether it was with legitimate, hard-hitting journalism on shows like Outside the Lines and E60, or a show like Cheap Seats, where the Sklar brothers would just riff over a bunch of weird-ass sporting events.
Oh, Mary, it's a shame you'll have to die now.
For a long time, ESPN had a captive audience.
Okay, but even if the quality didn't fall off, doesn't all of this still exist just on YouTube now? Like, isn't this every one of these, like, funny people talking about sports highlights like, who's the guy we always watch? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name. The guy with the graphs. Jimmy High Roller is like replacing what this might do, or you know what I'm saying?
Could have gotten complacent, but instead they chose to be creative. They took risks. They elevated the experience of watching sports. But over the past decade, some cracks have started to form. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that ESPN sold its soul. And I don't just mean because they're owned by Disney. If they do have any influence, it's hard to tell because they're very subtle about it.
Here in Disneyland.
At Disneyland.
Capping it off here at Disneyland.
We're gonna go to Disney World.
Disney World or Disneyland.
This is what you get at Disneyland.
The magic of Disney, the power of Disney, and the magic of Disney.
No, when I say they sold their soul, I mean this in two ways. One, they completely lost their on-screen identity, the thing that made them special to begin with. As the media landscape changes and the attention economy only gets more and more competitive, ESPN traded in its signature style of lighthearted, casual commentary for what is essentially a 24/7 rage bait.
Okay, but here's what I want to say. I think we're probably going to talk about similar examples, but I'm chicken and the egging it. I'm kind of flipping it here because he's making it out like they sold their soul and turned into this, and there's increased competitive pressures. What I'm saying is this is what they had to do because all the young people that would watch don't watch ESPN. They're going to watch something else. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, rage bait only works on a 45-year-old plus angry sports fan who still watches cable TV. So that's why they make it. That's their audience. That's the only people they can still. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not. He says that? Okay, then I just want to be very specific. I would probably disagree with. I don't think they sold their soul. Like, I don't think they had a choice. I would say it doesn't matter if ESPN made great shit or bad shit on cable TV. It would be dead either way. That's what I'm saying. Okay?
He knows everything. You know what it's like? He just said.
An endless stream of hot takes and controversial opinions that are so frustrating to listen to, you can't help but react to it. It's crazy. They spent decades building up a reputation only to burn it to the ground just so more people would comment on their YouTube shorts. The more nefarious way I think they've sold their soul is by being so financially tied to the leagues that they cover that they've lost the ability to be objective about them. This company that largely established itself on high quality journalism can't really do journalism anymore when the leagues they partner with don't allow them to be critical. There are no concussions in Ba Sing Se. I'll get into this more specifically in the second half of the video, but I want to talk about both these problems because I think they go hand in hand. The big change at ESPN started with what was technically pretty successful at the time. First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. Where the network had dipped their toes throughout the years in argument-centric television, First Take was a cannonball into the deep end. These two guys are gonna disagree with every word that comes out of their mouth. It doesn't matter what the topic is, they're gonna sit there and yell at each other for 2 hours straight, and it is gonna be a loud, messy car wreck you can't look away from.
Are you on donate to charity? Are you on drugs?
Skip Bayless was not the first of his kind, but he's
It's so funny. It's just like a live version of a controversial comment section. Just people saying the most basic argument that's on Reddit. Back and forth. All the, the fucking GOAT debate, Jordan, LeBron, the same shit back and forth.
certainly one of the biggest. This archetype of a now staple character in the cable news landscape, the disagreeable oaf.
No. Yes.
The unhinged, bombastic moron who's only there to say dumb shit so everyone else can be like, did you hear what he just said? What is he, some kind of oaf?
No!
It's almost the sports equivalent of hiring a clown. You know,
I
like
can't
if
believe
you hit yourself in the face with a pop.
Stephen A. Smith is considering a run for president. And when you look at the fucking Polymarket bet, he's like top 10. It's ridiculous. How fucking cooked are we as a nation?
Sure, people will probably stop what they're doing to point and laugh and maybe even tell their friends about what they just saw. But that doesn't mean they respect you. They're not gonna go home and sign up for Clown Plus. It's not that they value your opinion, it's that they like when you do something dumb. So while this show was successful in what it set out to do, which was to get more people paying attention to the channel during a time where cord cutting was taking a lot of eyeballs away from cable TV, ultimately, I think this came at a detriment to the ESPN brand. The more that they've leaned into this, the more this is what people picture when they think of ESPN.
It has created an acidic, corrosive cruelty in how it is that we talk about athletes.
Here's the format of First Take. You had the host, two rotating analysts, and of course, Mr. ESPN himself, Stephen A. Smith. The host will ask a question, one that's kind of abstract and completely subjective. Something like, is this team a dynasty? Who's the most dominant player? What's LeBron's favorite movie? And the two analysts go back and forth. Things get a little heated, but more of a simmer than an outright boil. All the while, Stephen A. looks on from his comically large LED screen, watching, judging, waiting to come in and disagree with these people literally no matter what.
He's an all-time
Eventually.
great. He's an all-time great. You are now.
And you know what? It can be pretty entertaining. For about 10 minutes, and then you just get tired of it. Because again, they're not really talking about anything.
Because
There's only so many heated disagreements about sports you can have every single day. But since that's the format of the show, usually what they're arguing about doesn't even make sense. I turned on a random episode a couple weeks ago, and this happened immediately. They're talking.
I bet people aren't even watching. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the slopification of everything. Everything is just meant to be on in the background. All content is meant to be on in the background. Everything everyone is making is for someone to watch while they fucking scroll on their other smaller screen. Just like you guys are chatting. The real fucking background guys are in the 3,000 people that aren't chatting. You guys are in the chat, bro. You're too committed. You have to type and react.
About a head coach that got hired, and Steven's arguing about how they can't trust him because he's had a lot of different jobs.
6 different jobs in 6 years. 6 different jobs in 6 years.
And it's like, yeah, he was getting different jobs because they were all promotions. He was working his way up the career ladder, and now he's at the top. If you watch sports, what he's saying here doesn't make any sense, but the other people have to just sit there and listen to him yell about it because that's what the show is.
6 different jobs in 6 years.
Here's another one.
Like at the end of the day, he could say a nuanced smart point or a dumb point. You're still debating an unanswerable question for 3 hours. You're still asking, is Wemby overrated? Or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just for filling time.
One where they're getting all worked up over something LeBron James said in an interview.
Who the hell don't know that all? Come on, man.
And not even because he was wrong, but just because it was obvious.
Who don't know that?
Who cares? There were 10 basketball games on that night, and the second segment of the show was about something a guy said.
Okay, but again, the reason they do that is because LeBron and the Lakers get clicks. That's why they do it. That's why they talk about every fucking little thing. If they talked about the good basketball play between, I don't know, fucking the Raptors and the Celtics or something, then no one watches. That's why they do it. It's because it's the fans' problem, not the show's problem. The people are lazy. The people want slop. I guess I'm just saying, people, they blame ESPN like ESPN had a perfect opportunity and they would have gone to this smart audience that exists. They don't exist. They don't exist. They go to the slop because that's where the eyeballs are.
On a podcast. This format has spread like a plague throughout.
So I should be mad at the fans? Yes. Yeah, you should be mad at the fans. It's the fans' fault. If the fans just refuse to watch this shit, if they just said, wow, this is such a boring debate, I'm going to turn it off, they would stop doing it. That is the honest question. If people didn't watch this slop, they would stop doing it. That's the truth. So it's like I don't know, I can watch you shit on ESPN. I want to shit on ESPN, but I just know why they did it. I just know the business reason they did it.
ESPN, and by extension, all of sports media.
Hey, LeBron, Ben Simmons is here. We're all good.
In pursuit of viral clips and controversial headlines, more and more shows bring on a guest whose sole job is to stoke the flames.
You must be crazy.
As always.
Please, you just learned in sports.
To be the verbal punching bag for the rest of the cast to make funny faces at in hopes of becoming a gif.
He's there to hear the crazy conclusion that his partner has come to and actually be the everyman with a loud voice. Like, you are crazy. So there's a lot of pressure on his partner to come up with a counterintuitive conclusion about everything.
And sports media as a whole has become increasingly cannibalistic. Less often is anyone actually talking about
Dude, they don't even
sport.
watch.
They're talking about something someone said.
They don't even watch, but also the fans don't even watch. That's the thing. Dude, now that I've been watching every NBA game, I watch every Lakers game, every single Lakers game. Now that I watch every Lakers game and I see some of the sports talk radio about it and some of the sports talk, you realize that the people doing it didn't even watch the game. They'll just read a prompter with like 1 or 2 lines about it and accuse the highlights. But the fans don't even watch the game, they watch the highlights. And then the fucking, the people covering it don't even watch it. Shaq definitely is not watching the games. Like, dude, the Shaq clips are funny, but you can tell Shaq didn't watch the game. He literally just says some like trite line that could apply to anything. He doesn't actually watch.
About the sport. Like I said, that rant about LeBron's random quote was the second segment of that episode. The fourth segment of that episode was something that Kendrick Perkins said on a different show. They brought on Kendrick Perkins to react to something that he said.
Do you agree or disagree with Perkins?
No.
ESPN seems to be aware of the disease for which they willingly became patient zero.
That's just Twitch.
But at the same time,
that's just ESPN learning from Twitch, all right? You say a viral clip, like for example, Ludwig's ears are fake. Ludwig has fake ears. He wears prosthetic ears. He's embarrassed about how his ears look, so he wears prosthetic ears. And then that clip goes to Ludwig and he reacts to it and he goes, "What? My ears aren't fake." And then Do you know what I'm saying? And then I react to his reaction, and that's what they're doing. That fills time. That's Twitch. People that stream for fucking 6 hours a day, they got to fill time, bro. And they fill time by reacting to a reaction of a reaction. It's a clip industrial complex.
They kind of act like they had nothing to do with it. Stephen A. Smith is concerned with the direction of sports media. Gee, I wonder who's responsible for that.
We're all trying to find the guy who did this and give him a spanking.
It's obviously this guy, right?
Yes.
Sorry, if it seems like I'm focusing too much on just one guy here, I agree. The reason it's impossible to have this conversation without focusing so heavily on Stephen A. is because at this point, he is ESPN. He gets paid over $20 million a year. They've laid off so many talented people just so they could use that money to put one.
Hey, Pablo Torre is incredible.
ESPN. He gets paid talented people.
Oh, is that?
Just so they could use that money to put one guy in as many of their shows as possible. And with that comes more pressure on Steven to carry the network.
I realized that was not Pablo once I saw him. I thought it was Pablo Torre, and then I rewinded and it wasn't. God, I thought it was Pablo Torre. But I'm sure we'll get to Pablo Torre, and I do think he's doing a great job.
On his shoulders, and that's a lot of responsibility. Stephen A. is a very entertaining guy.
Sandy, nah, with the cup as your body, no. Squidward, too skinny.
Okay. Controversially, though, I know what he's doing. I know he's farming the clips, but these are funny. Like the one where he picks Mewtwo is funny. They are funny. I don't know. Something about it. And I can't pretend not to like them because I do like them. I understand. I wonder what order they come in though, because I bet the first one is the funniest when it was more authentic. And they realized it went viral and they probably just milked it. I bet the first few are way funnier than...
Gary, you look limited.
But one person is not enough to carry an entire sports network. To be an expert at anything, you have to be kind of a sicko about it. It has to be your number one passion. Kenny Beecham is one of my favorite NBA analysts because he clearly just loves basketball. His enthusiasm is contagious. I could listen to him talk about any team and feel more knowledgeable afterwards. Same reason I think Mina Kimes is great on NFL Live because she's clearly obsessed with football. And that's what you need to be when your job is to talk about it. Stephen A. Smith is on ESPN multiple times a day. He has a 2-hour daily radio show. Jesus. He has a political podcast, a YouTube channel, and he's now going on this press tour to float out the idea of a 2028 presidential run.
Trump is coming.
I'm gonna come.
He obviously works very hard, and I'm never gonna tell someone that they should do less. But objectively speaking, I don't think he's sitting down to watch the Hornets play the Suns. He's not getting home after a long day of work and tuning in to Raptors Jazz.
Yeah, exactly.
There are a million games on every night, and there aren't enough hours in the day. The network should have a lot of people that each specialize in one thing, but they'd rather have a couple of people try to specialize in everything. And it's just not possible. This is why he gets stuff wrong all the time. He's referenced how important certain players are who aren't even on the team anymore. He accidentally gave condolences to somebody who isn't dead.
Mr. 40 Minutes of Hell himself, the late great Nolan Richardson, God rest his soul. But in the same breath, I am fully aware that Nolan Richardson is alive. Okay, I trust me.
That's so funny, bro. I'm fully aware. I just said late great God rest his soul, but I'm fully aware he's alive.
Apologize for that. I don't know why I said God rest his soul. I know he's alive. I've always known that.
I know he's alive.
Wow, he'd be a great matchup against Trump. They both do the same thing, just openly lie. Just lie when it's obviously a lie on a sentence one previously that you can be disproven on. Oh my God. We reward the wrong people in this country.
I've always known he's alive. You know what? It's live TV. People make mistakes. The thing that frustrated me the most was last summer during one of the most entertaining and improbable playoff runs I've ever seen a team go on. That 2025 Pacers team is the reason I love sports. They had so many unbelievable comebacks and insane game-winning shots, unsung heroes coming up big and clutch moments. I was glued to my television for every one of their games, and I'm not even a Pacers fan. If you love basketball, you loved watching that team. And Stephen A. Smith was in the stands, Game 4, the NBA Finals, playing solitaire on his phone. I feel like if you're getting paid $20 million a year to talk about basketball, the league...
That's fucking crazy. To be in the arena on a legendary, on a great game? Oh, man, that's crazy.
Least you could do is watch basketball. And if you're going to play something on your phone, there's got to be a better game than solitaire. That shit's boring as hell. You know they got Minecraft on here, right? Now, it was already a bad look for ESPN's highest paid analyst to not be paying attention to the thing he's paid to analyze. But then he lied about it. He said it was during a timeout when it clearly wasn't. Then he doubled down and got defensive.
And I decided to play a little solitaire, which, by the way, I always do. And I mean always. For those out there who don't like it, kiss my ass.
And then he parlayed the whole thing into this unbelievably bad AI slop commercial.
You letting solitaire cash distract you during the game?
Yeah, man, you got it all wrong. The game is trying to distract me from solitaire.
For some bullshit pay-to-win solitaire gambling app that has been on the receiving end of lawsuits for rigging their games. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, compared to this, the whole being on your phone at a game thing wasn't even that big of a deal.
We have to vote for him.
For a parking ticket by setting your car on fire. Problem solved, I guess. Funny joke, man. Sorry, I have to do an ad now. If you've ever traveled internationally, you know there's a lot of unexpected costs that go into it, and one that you might not think of until you get there is roaming fees from your cell phone provider. When I went to Italy a couple years ago, I ended up spending almost $200 extra just because I didn't feel like... So if you have traveling plans anytime soon, download the Saily app using my link in the description and use my code Gooden at checkout for an exclusive 15% discount on a data plan. Thank you so much to Saily for sponsoring this video. With the way that media has so drastically changed the past couple decades, some amount of decline for ESPN was inevitable. It's much harder now for the wide-reaching, generalized sports show to succeed when we all tend to live in our own hyper-specific content bubbles. And they're too expensive of an operation to not just talk about whatever attracts the largest possible audience. So they talk about the Lakers and the Knicks and the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. But like, this says it all, though, right? Like, this is a game-winning shot. This is Stephen A. Smith rambling about the Knicks. Like, this is what they have to do. That's just what it is, bro. Like, blame the fans. All I'm saying is blame. Like, this video's blaming ESPN, and I'm saying blame the fans. If this got 248K and this got 3.2K, they wouldn't pay Stephen A. Smith so much, and they would pay for journalism. Do you understand? It's the fucking, that's just what it is.
Attracts the largest possible audience. So they talk about the Lakers and the Knicks and the Cowboys and LeBron James on a 24/7 loop. For niche sports content, which is what most people tend to want, there's so many better sources. If I want to hear someone do in-depth analysis of the entire NBA, I'll listen to Zach Lowe. If I want to see like real old school investigative sports journalism, I can watch Pablo Torre. If I want to hear someone in absolute shambles after the Patriots lose a big game, I'll listen to Bill Simmons.
Nipplegate and Poopgate.
And funny enough, you know what those three people have in common? They all used to work for ESPN. Bill Simmons was probably the most consequential firing by ESPN. Not only has he gone on to create a podcast network that is now worth hundreds of millions of dollars and is a direct rival to ESPN Media, but the reason Bill was fired in the first place changed the way a lot of people viewed ESPN. The main reason Bill was suspended was that he would too often criticize Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL. If you followed football, you'll know he's not exactly a beloved figure. He gets a standing ovation of boos every year at the draft.
I can't believe you guys are booing the Cowboys.
The last big thing that Bill criticized him for was the way he handled the Ray Rice situation in 2014. Now, to summarize, Ray Rice gets arrested in February for a domestic violence incident, which the team and the league spend the next couple months trying to downplay. He's really sorry, they're going to couples counseling, it's not a big deal, please stop talking about this. Well, people didn't stop talking about this and the terrible precedent that it was setting. For comparison, this was about a decade after Ricky Williams, one of my favorite athletes of all time, got suspended for an entire season for smoking weed. We gotta crack down on the guy trying.
We can't let players smoke weed. I'm sorry, but this country will societally decay if we let professional athletes smoke weed on their own time. It's not, I won't allow it as a fan, all right? It makes me enraged. We have to crack down. Nothing will speed up our societal decay quicker.
To manage his pain from getting tackled 500 times a year, but when a guy beats up
Don't
his
ask about
fiance,
Bronny in 2018.
zero discipline whatsoever. They make excuses, they minimize the severity of it because they're worried if it becomes too big of a story, then it reflects poorly on the NFL. So then they ignored it, which ironically caused it to become a bigger story and look even worse for the NFL. Masterful gambit, sir. Eventually, after about 5 months of public backlash, Roger Goodell finally succumbs to the pressure and he comes out and he's like, all right, we thought about it, and you guys are right. We will be suspending Ray Rice for 2 games. Somehow, this was not enough to end the backlash.
This is how I feel about the fucking NBA and the Clippers situation. They're still not doing anything. Pablo Torre's got like 6 more videos concretely proving that they paid. Oh, pre-watch? Fuck me, dude. All right, fine.
In fact, it only brought it on harder. Again, 16 games for smoking.
You know what? The amount of people saying pre-watched is fucked up because that means you've already watched this full video and you're here actively typing in chat as you watch it again. Fucking psychos. No, I haven't watched it. I'm just talking about the obvious thing you'd think of at that situation. And then whenever I bring it up, you're like, pre-watched. It's like, fuck, bro. What an obvious connection.
Joint 2 games for knocking your girlfriend unconscious. The league has now made it clear that they believe domestic violence is 1/8 as bad as getting hot. For the following month, Goodell and the NFL continued to be under fire until they came out and revised the suspension. They moved it up to 6 games, they introduced a harsher domestic violence policy, and they apologized for being so lenient. But that still wasn't the end of the story, because then, a week later, TMZ released the footage of the incident, and it was awful. The idea that his employer would have watched this and taken Ray Rice's side, and then go on to downplay it just because he's good at football, is bad. This kind of leniency towards athletes, where the better they are at the sport they play, the more they're allowed to get away with off the field, is one of the biggest stains on a lot of these leagues, and Roger Goodell handled this about as poorly as he could have. He tried to say that the NFL had never seen the footage, and of course they would have reacted more appropriately if they had, but nobody believed him. The police involved in the case came out and confirmed they had sent them the footage, and they were told that it was received and watched. The NFL lied about this. Roger Goodell lied about this.
He's a liar. I'm just saying it. He is lying.
Bill Simmons can he himself be kind of an oaf, but he was perfectly justified in criticizing how the situation was handled. But ESPN didn't see it that way. I mean, they're a $20 billion operation that only has the revenue and power that they have because they're in bed with all of these major sports leagues. They have to suck up to the NFL because they can't risk losing the rights to Monday Night Football and all of the money that comes with it. So they suspended Bill for 3 weeks, anyway. And a couple months later
pre-watch?
chose
Is he
not.
gonna talk about this? ESPN, either way, is getting all of its sports rights slowly but surely eaten away by the big tech companies. Amazon's bidding big. Apple's buying stuff. They have more money, and they're slowly but surely buying all of the Google. They're buying all the rights to the sports leagues that ESPN and the major cable channels used to have locked down.
to renew his contract. Essentially, he had crossed the line too many times. Here at ESPN, you can disparage individual athletes all you want. You can sit across from them, look them dead in the eyes, and call them soft. But as soon as you criticize the CEO of football, go ahead and pack your bags, asshole.
Do you regret calling Goodell a liar?
No, because he lied.
This felt like the final stage of their now complete transformation from the once fun, casual, independent news channel to, I know it sounds hyperbolic, but like state-sponsored media, more beholden to their corporate overlords than to journalistic integrity. I mean, if you can't share your real opinion about sports on the Sports Opinion Network, then what the hell are we doing here? So whether it's the NFL, which they earn billions of dollars from, the NBA, which they earn billions of dollars from, or DraftKings, which they now have an exclusive partnership with, ESPN is kind of forced to spread positive propaganda about all of these companies. Last year, there was this crazy scandal where a couple different NBA players and a coach were arrested for hinting to friends that they should bet the under on them, and then they'd go out there and either play like shit or fake an injury so they could end the game early. And while attempting to cover this story and be like, man, how could something like this happen when all we've done is promote the shit out of it? The producers must have noticed how fucking insane it looks to have the betting lines on screen, so they very...
Wait, he did... Is this in a previous Drew Gooden video? We've watched this exact scene. What the hell? I'm getting deja vu. We've seen this exact... Okay.
Subtly took the entire ticker off mid-segment.
You hear a lot about legal sports gambling on this show. The Bussin' Boys, obviously sports gambling is a huge part of what you do.
Obviously, it's huge for the Bussin' Boys. We all know this. No matter how you feel about the normalization of sports gambling, it's become pretty impossible for ESPN to cover any of the corporations they're now intrinsically tied to in an objective way. You cannot be a separate, unbiased entity when you're a vital part of the machine.
I'm Stephen A, baby.
Right now, the commissioner of the NBA is under fire for reportedly prioritizing the interest of betting apps over the integrity of the sport he oversees. In 10 years, they never gave a shit about tanking, but now that FanDuel's losing money when a player sits out a game, we're suddenly holding emergency meetings to fix this ASAP. Seems like kind of a big problem, but you're not going to hear ESPN criticize that. In fact, they're openly sympathetic.
What's one of the major things when it comes to sports now?
Betting.
It's gambling.
Yeah.
It's gambling. And so you got to be careful when you're trying to throw games.
They're doing the exact same thing. They're prioritizing the interests of DraftKings over the integrity of the industry they once pioneered. This is why they've gotten rid of most of their journalists, because the job of a good journalist is to go uncover a story, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it causes someone to lose profits. ESPN has no interest in that. If the only thing that matters to them is money, then they have no incentive to go ruffling feathers. They're not going to try to unearth all the corrupt business practices being done by the leags that butter their bread, because then they'd have to eat dry bread. Probably the biggest
I guess what I'm saying is, like, just don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Like, because the framing of this makes it seem like an unavoidable problem. Like, they do it shitty and we just have to take it. Just don't watch ESPN. Just don't watch that shit. And then you are making a difference, because that's how you punish them. The problem is they're in, it's like you know how like a ton of products are being shitified right now, where they may not necessarily raise the price, but they'll like lower the quality. They'll put worse quality food in there. They'll give you less chips per bag or whatever. If you just don't buy it, like, you can criticize it for, of course, Chris, talk shit on it. Let everybody know. But then you also have to at the same time not buy it. Because if you're like, man, these new Oreos fucking suck, but you keep buying a sleeve every day, then like they're just not gonna, they're gonna learn to ignore your words. You have to actually not buy the Oreos, bro. Like, whatever.
Scandal from the past few years was that Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers and also the 10th richest human being on earth, was accused of using an environmentally conscious digital bank, whatever those words mean, to discreetly funnel $28 million to one of his players. Huge story, massive ramifications for the league. And after everything we've talked about, Who do you think broke this story? Do you think it was the network whose paychecks are indirectly written by the man at the center of it?
Nope.
Of course not. It was an independent journalist who used to work at ESPN.
He did a great job.
Pablo Torre spent 7 months uncovering thousands of documents that followed the flow of money and ultimately finding out that Kawhi Leonard was paid a $28 million endorsement deal to do nothing. An endorsement deal with an organization that has received giant sums of money from Clippers owner Steve Ballmer in the past. There's a lot to this story. It's still an ongoing investigation and more evidence keeps getting revealed. But to be clear, these aren't just rumors. It's not, oh, I heard from a guy who
no, it's
said
confirmed.
this. No,
it's
there's
confirmed.
a paper trail of legitimate signs.
He's got contracts, paper trail, interviews with insiders. He's got people going on the record behind the scenes who worked at Aspiration saying it's confirmed, bro. He's got a timeline that lines up. Like it's not a he said, she said. Like they cheated. They cheated and they paid Kawhi under the table and they broke the rules. And so like if there's no punishment at all, then no one will
document. So it's kind of crazy to see the way ESPN talks about this almost begrudgingly. They seem to want to minimize Pablo whenever they can by calling him a podcaster. And the first thing they did when these accusations went out was host Steve Ballmer on one of their shows.
Literally, I had no control over the company. I had no control over this company. I had no control. And that's okay. Blah, 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 blah.
Tossed out a couple softball questions and really just gave him unlimited runway to defend himself.
So why do you think they gave him that much money?
I don't know anything about the court documents on this. I haven't seen them and I don't know. I don't know how much money they gave. I don't know why they did what they did.
You don't know why. You gave $50 million to a fake green banking company, and then they gave $48 million sponsorship to Kawhi Leonard where he didn't have to do anything. At the same time as he signs with your team. You don't know why. You don't have any control over that. You don't know why. Fucking come on, dude. It's like, if you can say, I don't know, and that's it, that's good enough of an excuse, then that's bullshit. Like, this is as open and shut as you can get.
I don't know what those deals should look like. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not trying to be, I don't know. I really don't know.
And just so we're clear, you never directed anyone from Aspiration to do an endorsement deal with Kawhi Leonard?
No.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks. He even manages to
He pauses before the no because he knows that's going to look bad in court if anyone ever followed up, which they won't. But if they did, that looks bad because obviously you fucking did. The idea that this random ass green bank that you were the title sponsor of suddenly decided they were going to pay Kawhi Leonard fucking 10 times what they paid every other celebrity combined to do nothing is so stupid.
Why that somehow he's the victim here.
How would I be able, look, they conned me.
Then, of course, that week, the ultimate company man, Stephen A. Smith, jumps at the chance to defend Ballmer while trying to move all of the blame onto Kawhi.
Well, first of all, props to Steve Ballmer for showing up and doing the interview. I'm going to always give Steve Ballmer the benefit of the doubt. I think that he's a treasure for the NBA, a treasure to the league. I'm certainly going to give this man the benefit of the doubt because he's done a lot for the league and he deserves the benefit of the doubt. But he deserves the benefit of the doubt. And I think that he deserves the benefit of the doubt. The biggest focal point for all of this should be
fuck you, Steve
Kawhi Leonard.
That's what made me pause. Not because of Steve Ballmer, not because of the Clippers, because of him.
Look at the difference between how he talks about each of them.
Kawhi Leonard blackmailed the Los Angeles Clippers. I spoke to Steve Ballmer last night for a second, and he's pretty hurt.
That's the Kawhi Leonard I know. Doing nothing and getting paid for it.
He's one of the owners that is beloved by a lot of people.
He is the worst superstar I have ever seen.
I know a lot of people within the Clippers organization. I think they're first class. I got a lot of love for them. I got a lot of personal relationships.
He should give lessons on the perks that he has received.
And Steve Ballmer is one of my favorite owners in the league. I just think that he's a good man.
And from what I saw, this was how a lot of people at ESPN handled the story. They either seemed completely dismissive of it, or they just like stammered through a video like they're being held at gunpoint.
This is a great comparison.
As far as with this, which is being reported.
A journalist like me, if I found that out, I might say, hey, you owe me a favor, but I'm not reporting that you got upwards of $28 million for a no-show. I'm not trying to get on Kawhi's bad side. I'm not trying to get on Steve Ballmer's bad side.
I mean, Steve Ballmer, he's the richest owner in the NBA.
A treasure to the league.
So he gets the benefit of the doubt. If Adam Silver says he didn't know about this either,
I didn't know.
Just have to take his word for it. I mean, the slogan of this company was literally do well, do good. And you're saying that they did bad? That's impossible. Like, I know that
Slogans
people
don't
don't like when politics get mixed into sports. It's ironically one of the biggest criticisms people
What's
have
political
about
this
ESPN. But a story
scandal?
like this is so much bigger than basketball.
It's not
about someone
political.
with power and money and influence.
What is political about? It's just cheating. What? It's not woke. It's not. It's just cheating. There's nothing. It's not even political. If just, it's like it's. That's so funny to imagine. If a regular person cheated, or a poor owner cheated, or a regular simple $1 billion owner cheated, well, that could be a story. But if a $100 billion owner cheats and you want to take them to task for it, that's political. We're gonna get political here. We're gonna tackle
using those things to circumvent the rules because they think they should be allowed to act without consequences. It's not like that's something that's only happening in sports. It is vital that in every area of life, news outlets do not merely become extensions of the system they're supposed to report on, and that they can continue to criticize and investigate independently. Without that, no one will ever be held accountable for anything. You'll just be waiting on the system to punish itself. That's not going to happen.
He's a treasure for the NBA.
Now, at this point, you might be asking yourself, if people don't like ESPN anymore, and a lot of them don't even watch it, how are they still making so much goddamn money? And that's an excellent question. ESPN has always been extraordinarily profitable. Back when like half the country had cable, they were by far the single most expensive channel. A lot of the revenue was subsidized by people who didn't even watch them. If you were paying for cable, that money was going to them either way. Every once in a while, a cable provider would come in and say, guys, you can't keep raising your prices. We're putting our foot down. And ESPN would be like, okay, then we're taking our shit off the air. And then people would be pissed off that they couldn't watch SportsCenter. They'd call Bright House to complain. And eventually they'd back down and just give ESPN whatever they want. And in turn, cable just kept getting more expensive for everybody. Eventually, though, the world started to change. It was becoming almost impossible to justify spending $150 a month to watch television when you can watch Netflix for like $10 or YouTube for free. As a result, over the past 15 years, ESPN has lost 30 million subscribers. So how do they combat that? Simple. Layoffs.
That's crazy because that's still way more than, they still have 70 million subscribers. 70 million paying subscribers for this dog shit. That's
million subscribers. So how do they combat that? Simple. Layoffs and price increases. Worse product, but also more expensive. Today, if you want to circumvent cable altogether and just get these channels straight from the source, you can subscribe directly to ESPN for $30 a month. This business model doesn't seem sustainable, and yet they sustain it. They still have just enough of a chokehold on just enough customers that, for now at least, they can continue to chug along. Maybe they'll never actually die. Maybe their insatiable greed will never end up eating itself. But if you want a direct example of how differently people view ESPN now than they did 10 and 20 years ago, just look at their extremely tone-deaf plea to YouTube TV subscribers from last October. This was the exact same play they've been running their entire existence. They wanted more money from a TV provider, the provider stood its ground, and so they tried to pressure them into giving into their demands. But this time, people saw right through it. You guys figure it out. In the past, people would almost always take the side of the channel they enjoyed over the side of like Spectrum,
they
the
like
cable
YouTube more,
provider
though.
they want to shoot with a gun. So how telling is it that this is almost completely flipped? Sports fans think more highly of YouTube TV, an $83 a month subscription service owned by Google, than they do the once beloved worldwide leader in sports. And maybe, This wouldn't be the case if they hadn't spent the past decade dumbing down their content, firing all their journalists, pushing out hot takes instead of real meaningful analysis, all while squeezing the remaining customers for every dollar they can. Sure, it may still be working for now, but the clock's ticking, Mr. Mouse. And in about 35 months, President A. Smith will be taking his rightful place in the Oval Office, at which point you'll have no choice but to finally upload every single episode of Cheap Seats to ESPN Plus. Something you should have done years ago. Of course, there's no way to know exactly what'll happen with the future of sports media, but I do want to leave you guys with this. In the wise words of a YouTube comment I read on a video last week, you can't spell penis without
So
ESPN.
fucking true.
Thanks for watching.
Steve Ballmer is coming.
Ooh. So wise. Okay, only thing I'll say is like, first of all, you guys said pre-wash when I said Jimmy High Roll. He didn't say Jimmy High Roller one time. I think all the good shit, like, I don't think any of this stuff's gone. It's just moved. Pablo Torre is doing great journalism. You can go watch it. Like, you can find analysis. There's like 10 great NBA YouTube channels that do analysis. Like, all this stuff is just moving off of ESPN, and you can get it for way cheaper. So, I don't know, like, it's like saying that gaming is dying because AAA games are flopping. It's like gaming is changing, but Slay the Spire 2 came out yesterday and it fucking rules. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not dying. There's a ton of great shit. It's just the old, tired, broken out systems are creaky and breaking. Why are they allowed to have such a stranglehold over sports coverage? Well, what do you mean a stranglehold over sports coverage? If you mean they have like an outsized opinion or influence over sports coverage, that's because they have an outsized number of viewers and listeners. That's the fault of the fans. Just don't listen to them or watch them. I just don't, like, who cares? Like, I don't watch any ESPN shit. Like, what am I missing out on? Nothing. What is this? Let's see. Fox News shouldn't be criticized for making news toxic. Just don't watch them. Actually, that's a great point. That's a great point. You're making my point because if you were to somehow clamp down on Fox News, they would go watch fucking Rush Limbaugh or a fucking far-right podcaster, or they would get on a Nick. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the audience is searching for crap. I think people don't want to engage with this question because it's a harder topic. The harder topic is that we have a bunch of people who are addicted to and searching for absolute dog shit. And if you don't fix that problem, you're pointing at the people supply. Like, it's like if there was a big trough filled with shit in it and people were paying you $20 to eat it. Wow, can't believe you'd sell pig shit in a trough. It's like, well, they're buying it, bro. Why are they buying it? The real problem is why people are showing up to pay $20. ONN has some great unbiased news. Yeah, exactly. It's like all old people dig the Darman videos. Yeah, dude. I just think people they're hooked on truly, truly dumb shit. So ESPN shouldn't get criticized for making bad content. If you criticize it but still watch it, then you're not doing anything. That's what I'm saying. You have to actually just stop talking about it. Just stop. The attention is what feeds them. That's what sustains them. That's what gets them, bro. You have to vote with your attention. So you blame drug addicts, not dealers, for their bad decisions? This is what I talked about with the thing. It's the idea that you can just kill the cartel leader and then we're good. Yeah, we just kill the cartel leader and it's over. This fucking bad guy, he's a cartel leader's a bad guy. We get rid of him, it'll be good. It's not mission accomplished, bro. If you don't stop the demand, there will be supply. If there's 70 million people that want to watch Stephen A. Smith say absolute inane bullshit about games he didn't watch, then somebody's going to do it. How can you criticize a merger of WBD and Paramount and say what you're saying? Are you intentionally rage baiting me? Like, what? Do you not understand the difference between those two things? Do you not? ESPN does not have a monopoly on sports coverage. I watch sports without watching ESPN at all. You can watch great coverage from a million different people. Great analysis. If you're watching Stephen A. Smith give takes, it's not because he has a monopoly on takes. It's because you're choosing to watch that dog shit. It's not a monopoly. If you're picking that fucking clip on YouTube of Stephen A. Smith ranting on something, you're the problem. It's your slop. It's not. People say rage bait, but some chatters are fucking stupid. I think they're actually stupid, and then they say rage bait after they get called out. That's what I honestly think is happening. I want to watch the Chinese peptides. I think it's just aggravating because it means even if you don't do anything, everything will be the same and we're all powerless and stupid folks will watch no matter what you and I say. They're losing subscribers. People are leaving. You just have to be part of the movement. just don't give in. When they ask for your attention, don't give in. All right? Don't give them money. Don't give them attention. Move on. But the trough's right there. Instead of blaming the consumers, let the state take over ESPN. Well, they kind of will once Stephen A. Smith becomes president. Then he can nationalize ESPN and make it official state media, where he gives takes on America's place in the world. I can tell you've been watching The Burnt Peanut just from your mannerisms. I've never seen The Burnt Peanut in my entire life. I can tell you've been watching it. Guy who's only watched The Burnt Peanut. I'm getting real Burnt Peanut vibes from this streamer. What are you fucking talking? You spelled mannerisms with 8 wrong letters. Oh boy, I'm getting okay, let's watch about Chinese peptides, bro. I actually want to learn about this. I really don't know much. Here's what I know going in. There's like these fucking biohacking drugs out of China that are like, I guess, built on the same, maybe I'm not wrong about this, the same core principle that the GLP-1s are based off of, but it's like more advanced, and some of them can make you apparently focus more, or some of them can more aggressively lose weight. Let's see. Where's good work? Good work. And apparently they're sweeping Silicon Valley.
Put it inside me.
And put it inside me. Wow, what a start. Let's see. What's going on with Chinese peptides?
Put it inside me. That's what Silicon Valley is saying about something called peptides. These ostensibly magic drugs aren't exactly legal and are often sourced from unregulated factories in China, but that hasn't stopped them from exploding in popularity amongst in-the-know techies and corporate bigwigs, with promises that they can do things like—
That's the article I read. This is all I know, by the way. I read The Booming Business of Chinese Peptides back in December on Bloomberg. So that's where my knowledge on this comes from. I don't really remember anything else.
Like burn our fat, tan our skin, focus our brains, improve our sleep, and horny our libidos. And it's promises like these that are just now inspiring normies to start poking themselves with the magic juice. Yet one question remains. What even is this stuff? And is this all gonna end really bad? Okay, that was 2 questions, but—
Dan Toomey.
Simply put, peptides are chains of amino acids that help your body perform various functions, from healing a muscle tear, growing skin cells, or producing an entire above-ground pool's worth of testosterone, as mine's been known to do. There are some famous peptides you've probably heard of, like insulin and oxytocin. Peptides like these are created inside of the body using proteins that we consume through food. But the things that we'll be talking about today are peptides that are created synthetically in a lab and are then injected straight into your bod with a needle. You might be familiar with glucagon-like peptide 1 or GLP-1. Drugs like Ozempic or Wegovy inject a version of GLP-1 into your body, which helps you lose weight. These shots are legal and have, quite frankly, been everywhere the last few years. But their popularity has spurred a hunt to find new
every ad is GLP-1 or sports betting now.
Peptide drugs that might also yield other health benefits, which is how we've reached the more colloquial umbrella term of peptides, referring to stuff like GLP-1s, but also dozens of different experimental and off-label shots with names that, when spoken, make you sound like a total droid.
I'm on Retta, Tesamorelin, and then NAD nasal.
IGF-1 LR3.
BBC TB500.
EPC 157. GLP-3. GHKCU.
GHK.
TB500. Retatrutide.
Melanotan 1.
CJC.
BBC 157. GLP-1. N-acetylsaline. GHKCU. BBC 157. DCIT. MOTC. Tesamorelin.
The world's becoming very cyberpunky, huh? This is like something you'd read in a sci-fi novel set in the future, where everybody's injecting themselves with different It's very it's very, what do they call it in those type of sci-fi novels? Body hacking, I guess, or whatever. It's like, no, it's not dystopian. That's not what I'm thinking of. It's like, yeah, transhumanism or something, where you're trying to evolve past your human body. Biohacking, maybe. Yeah.
IGF-1LR3, epithalon, thymosin alpha-1, ARA-29, virilantide, PT141 oxytocin.
What? Since these shots are unregulated and understudied, not a ton is scientifically known about what peptides will do to your body. Yet peptide takers hope that stuff like BPC 157 will repair their muscles, GHKCU will reduce their wrinkles, dihexia will help them focus more, ipamorelin will help them sleep better, and Slytherin will help them diabolically scheme against the boy who lived.
Nice. Nice, dude.
Sometimes these peptides are sold individually, but they can also be combined to create so-called stacks, or groups of peptides taken at the same time to get different effects. Many pep pushers that corner you in the gym shower will talk about their own unique stack, although certain ones come with fun nicknames like the Wolverine or Glow Stacks.
There's such a broad category of things being sold as peptides that it's hard to really paint with a broad brush, because on the one hand, the GLPs, those are safe. People have been taking those for, decades now. So we're currently in the early adopter phase, just as we've been with any other kind of like new development where there's the first crazy guy to get a car in the late 19th century. And to be clear, like there certainly are risks that are, because a lot of these things haven't been studied at all, really. And
so much to unpack there. So much to unpack there. It's like, the real thing is that none of these are approved, right? So none of them has been tested. There's no trial on how they do after a long period of time. So everyone's just kind of trusting. I feel like I could just put anything, put water in a little vial and then say, this is GXR1 317 or saline, and say it like this will make you maybe not water. Yeah, I'll put GLI-Z. It's saline and it's gonna makes you run faster or something. And then you inject it and you just like, you feel like it's working. We have to do it for 2 months.
in a clinical setting.
So we don't know necessarily if the people taking peptides now are like the first crazy guy to ride a car, as you said, or like the first guy to give their baby opium, essentially.
We don't know that, no.
Ezra Marcus is a reporter with glasses who wrote a piece about his own experience uncovering the world of peptides before then deciding to put them inside of himself.
I wanted to go through the kind of process that any consumer of this stuff would go through. So I went through 2 different routes. The first was I went to a above board regulated, to some extent, med spa, and I said, I'm a reporter, I'm interested in peptides, what do you got for me? They basically were like, well, we have this thing called NAD for you. The med spas generally are limited to what they can legally obtain. Then I was like, well, let me go through the sort of other channel that people are engaging in with this stuff, which is what you're seeing more from your kind of teenage looks maxers. What I did was I went on Reddit, on the Peptides Reddit channel, and I just...
This guy needs a public speaking peptide. What? I'm not impressed. This guy's on 15 different peptides, and I'm not fucking impressed, dude. This is supposed to be the
hey,
super
I want to talk to you
incredible
about peptides, and some guy was like, cool, join my Discord. And there was a representative from a Chinese factory manufacturer in the Discord who would sort of handle all their orders and claim to be testing the samples, and it was all just she was just selling directly to these people. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just buy the cheapest amount of retatrutide that they sold, which was 10 5-milligram vials for $150. Sent her
how do you know
Bitcoin, and 2 weeks later, it showed up on my doorstep.
You're buying
labeled, of course, for
Chinese peptides through Discord with Bitcoin, and you're injecting it in your body and you have no concern at all? What if they cut it with something? What if they cheap out? You just have, the supplier does not care about your health. And that more importantly, they have no way of being punished.
research purposes only.
Folks, does your investing app feel like a game? Well, if you're looking for a broker that doesn't also seem like your bookie, I
do love Public. Public, check it out.
Your own. You can kit and caboodle uncapped 1% match when you transfer your portfolio from another brokerage. That's public.com/good work. Thanks very much to our friends at Public for sponsoring this video. Now, the vast majority of peptides that are being hawked on the talk are not federally regulated and have been listed by the FDA as maybe being...
Yeah, like, you know there's people who are both anti-vax and pro-peptide. Probably a lot of people. Like, a lot of people are like, I will not put that vax in my body. I don't know what's in it. And then they're on fucking Discord like, well, I have to get this fucking peptide. I have to buy it. Do you understand like how crazy that is? There's got to be a huge overlap between those groups of people.
Harmful, which is why you'll often hear influencer types referring to them online as peppers to bypass social media censorship. Pretty slick stuff. It's also why many of the peptides that you'll see available for online purchase are listed as being for research purposes and come with vague 5-star reviews from unnamed sources. Now, all this is to say that you can't go out there and just cop peptides.
Okay, wait, this is crazy because this just means there's a gigantic market for reselling Chinese peptides. Like, I could just find a Chinese supplier, make a fucking knock together website in one day with like a muscular person on it and be like, this is the elite version of the fucking, and then I resell at a markup and it's like, this is the proven formula. I could drop ship peptides right now for money. I can do that with my fucking channel. This is Atrioc approved peptides. These have gone through rigorous review. And do you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. None of this stuff. And I'll charge fucking $150 for it. And the vial probably cost me $8. But the $150 gives it a credibility. It gives it a certain swagger. It makes it seem like it's elite. So you can trust it. That's crazy. Bigger A, and it's what grows muscles.
Peptides willy-nilly. Instead, you gotta do it the 21st century American way. Shady supply chains via Chinese plug.
One of those vials sold through the kind of more public-facing middlemen would probably cost like $200.
I drastically undersold. Okay. They're $1,000 for the bigger A peptides, okay? But they guaranteed will bulk you up quick, okay?
Bucks, and each one was costing me like, $15. That's how cheap this stuff is to manufacture in China, and there's so much money there are probably billions of dollars being made on just flipping this stuff to American consumers.
I sort of came to peptides through the San Francisco tech culture beat more so. I've been convinced both over the course of reporting and then also publishing the piece and seeing it do quite well. I think that 2026 is going to be the year of what I call consumer biotech.
Well, would you look at that? It's Jasmine's son, an independent reporter based in the metropolitan charging port for virgins known as San Francisco. Jasmine recently wrote a piece for the New York Times about how peptides from China were taking Silicon Valley by storm, given their popularity amongst biohackers and people who like getting attention for saying things like BPC 3.141592.
In San Francisco, the internet is in fact real life, so peptides first showed up as a viral internet meme that was going around Twitter/X starting about June or July of last year, where I started hearing that everybody has a Chinese peptide dealer now. And it sort of became one of the little symbols of San Francisco.
Zoomer Alcibiades, if you're not injecting gray market Chinese peptides, it's over for you. We're culturally
peptide dealer now. And it sort of became one of the little symbols of San Francisco, along with, coding agents and Waymos and everything else, that everyone started talking about Chinese peptides. People would compare it even to trying a new browser or trying a new app. Like, they are the ones who want to be beta testing, they want to be early adopting. And like, yeah, sometimes you're going to have some bugs if you do that, but like, how are you going to be on the frontier? How are you going to get the benefits and the edge that nobody else is, unless you are also willing to accept those risks?
I have a whole peptide drawer in my fridge. I call it the girl dinner drawer.
Right. Okay. By touching these, am I going to explode?
No.
Or what is
You're safe.
this? What do we have here?
So I brought you Retatrutide.
This is all Retatrutide.
This is all Retatrutide.
Tori Pastori rhymes and is the founder of a marketing
It does rhyme.
consultancy called Soup. Last year, she hosted a peptide-themed rave in San Francisco, which I would have
peptide
attended
rave
had
in
I not
San
been
Francisco.
preoccupied with my steroid quinceanera. Tori says that she's been taking peptides for about the last year and a half.
I really like hanging out online and seeing what the people...
They gentrified shooting up. They really did, bro. Plus
in, like, weird
two.
niche communities get up to and what they get excited about. I got engaged and was really wildly overweight. I was really, really sick. I had a lot of things wrong with me. And I went to the doctor, and this was right when all of the Ozempic and everything was first hitting the scene, and everyone was like, this is amazing. And I told my doctor, I was like, I just don't want to hate myself in my wedding pictures. I know I have a lot of weight to lose, like, can we try this? And she said, yeah, no problem. Prescribed it for me. And then I went to the pharmacy to go pick it up. And because my BMI was 34.7 and not 35, the pharmacy told me that my insurance wouldn't cover it, and it was going to be $1,000 a month. And I said, that's insane. So
Yeah,
I
I mean, our
called
healthcare
my
system
friend,
does
and
suck.
instead of going through the pharmacy and just doing it that way, he'd started contacting like all these.
Wait, can't you just theoretically? Couldn't you just gain weight then? Couldn't you just BRB and then you go to KFC and you just fucking pig out, and then show back up, get your insurance covered? Theoretically, or lie. I feel like the BMI calculator is kind of, you can fudge it. I'd want to say, like, I'm not an expert on this. I don't know. My understanding, I do read two healthcare investor Substacks, and they are experts. And to my understanding, GLP-1s, at least so far, are kind of like 90% upside. Like they're good. As far as I can tell, like the health benefits you get from GLP-1s outweigh the risks. They're basically miracle drugs. Like I haven't seen any severe side effect. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert. But yeah, when you stop using them, I think the weight comes back. Like it's just a thing. So you're hooked on it for your life, basically. And they're expensive. That's the downside. But like chemically, I don't think there's a major problem. At least my understanding for now. Obviously, this stuff became massively huge in the past 2 years. So long-term effects have yet to be seen. I don't think they have multi-decade trials. There are severe side effects, but they're super rare. That makes sense. However, that does not mean every peptide is fucking thumbs up, right? The fact that one heavily tested one, I don't understand. They can't all be just injected and no problems. If one is good, they're all good.
Labs in China and being like, how do I get this over here? How do I make these things myself? How do I give people access to this? So he started using himself as a lab rat. I trusted him. I was like, you know what, if nobody else, then, you know, at least he's doing it on himself first. First peptide shot. I had side effects that I would say 99% of people do not have, and it was still worth it to me. But for that first probably 2 or 3 months, I barely ate anything. Like I was throwing up every day. I pooped my pants twice in one weekend in public.
What the fuck? I can't imagine buying a Chinese plug peptide over Discord, getting it delivered, injecting it, and then you start pooping yourself and throwing up, being like, I better keep injecting this. I better keep going. This is good. This is going well. I'm going to keep the cycle. And then endorsing it. That's crazy. Trust the process.
But haven't we all?
But haven't we all? Also, to answer your other question of what other peptides have I taken, I did a round of copper peptides.
What's that?
Copper?
Mm-hmm.
Like what the penny's made of?
Yeah. You need that too. It's actually, the copper ones are really crazy. I'll bring you some next time. They're purple. They look like a video game item.
What does that do to you?
It's really good for your hair and for your nails and your skin, and a lot of the girls are taking them now.
But you're not taking that anymore.
No, I did a month of that.
And why'd you stop?
There's such a thing as copper toxicity, and you don't want to do that full time.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm a square, dude. Maybe I'm a fucking square, but I'm just so skeptical of this shit. This shit sounds like recipe for disaster. People just fucking desperate for, I guess, looks maxing TikTok style shit, and they're just injecting themselves with anything with zero expertise.
It's not one that you should just do all the time.
Now, folks, I imagine that the more you hear about peptides and injections, the more wary of them you become. I get it. I'm a guy who likes to keep his blood clean in case anyone needs to drink it. But those who are more bullish on peptides say that the market for these things already goes well beyond the Silicon Valley biohacking types who are cool experimenting with Chinese Sigma heroin.
I used to get sick maybe like 4 or 5 times a year. I work hard, I don't sleep enough, I push my body. Now if I'm about to get sick, I inject Thymosin Alpha 1 and I don't get sick.
Max Macchioni.
Dude, why don't you just sleep more? I do not believe that there's some magical peptide that prevents any downside from you overworking and not sleeping. There's no way. Or like the fact that a disease can be stopped by a peptide does not sound true. It sounds like complete snake oil salesman.
Is the co-founder of the health startup Superpower. With Superpower, Max believes that he's creating the first in the next generation of pharma companies, something he's calling Pharma 2.0, and he sees peptides as potentially a major part of that future.
Peptides are going to be, I think, a $1 trillion category. Injections are now a viable...
I mean, he's probably right. 100%. I mean, actually, they already are if you count GLP-1s. GLP-1s are like $1 trillion. Like, they're massive. It's like the most profitable drug ever already. It's absurd. GLP-1s are insanely profitable. And they haven't even made the pill form. Once they make the pill form, it's going to be, I mean, it's already like, I think 12% of Americans, something like 12 to 18% of Americans. Oh, the pill form's out? Okay, my bad. I didn't know that. I knew it was coming. But not widely available yet, then maybe. Because my understanding is that the pill form, like once that's gotten cleared, maybe you don't need a prescription for it or what it is or whatever. You can just get it. Then they're going to sell it everywhere. Every fucking where. Yeah, OTC. Over-the-counter pill form peptides is like the $1 trillion category.
Form of drug delivery, which opens up the kind of the drug purview to include other injectable peptides. And I think over the coming years, we're going to see many GLP-1-like drugs, but for everything else, come to market. I think many people see these broadly as these kind of fringe compounds. And the reality is most things that are new start kind of fringe and then slowly become mainstream, right? I often recall that aphorism of the future is already here, but not evenly distributed. And I think many of the smartest people I know, many of the smartest biologists I know and doctors I know are using peptides, are familiar with peptides. Now, there are risks. I don't recommend people blindly take peptides. I certainly don't recommend they order them from research use only sites online. I think if you have the foundations of health in check, that should be the default for everyone. That's what men used to be like, and now the modern world makes that really hard because we're surrounded by a lot of things that impact our sex hormones and our androgen system in a negative, endocrine system in a negative way.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
This guy's on something.
Personally, I'm fucking constantly. But I do have a sympathetic ear, Max, and it certainly sucks to hear about all these things you and these sexless men are going through. My advice? Take a woman out to try some peptides.
Yeah, well, I couldn't be more against this BS.
Oh, okay. Who's this fun sucker? Eric Topol is a cardiologist and director of the Scripps Research Translational Institute.
Boomer! He
He's
doesn't
also the
get
author
it.
of multiple New York Times bestsellers, as well as the Ground Truths newsletter, where he covers various topics in the medical field, including his skepticism about peptides.
I'd love to see any of these peptides proven to be beneficial. If we find something that helps patients and people, I'm all for it. There are no trials that are being done. It's just all done through word of mouth and promotion and longevity clinics and that kind of stuff. When we inject a drug...
That's what I'm saying. That's because I understand that GLP-1s have worked for people, and I think that's cool. I'm not here to be like everybody who didn't do it the right way is a fuck. I'm not that guy. I don't care. I don't care. If it works for you, it works for you. What I'm saying is, like, for these other peptides, everybody in the chain has an incentive to hype it up and lie, right? So how do you have any idea that there's any idea that any of this works? Like, it's just completely... It's like medical NFTs, dude. It's like everyone's pretending these NFTs are good and going to be valuable, but it's worse because you have to inject it in your body.
Drug in our body, we should know that it's safe, that it is what it says it is, and it's effective. That only can be done through clinical trials. Anything short of that is not science.
All I'm asking,
it's just...
and this is a simple ask, and I hope nobody is mad at me for this. I just think every peptide should go through Fauci's house. I think he should get his hands on it and get to do whatever he wants with it. And then when he gives the approval, then it should be sent out. That's what I prefer. Okay? Get sniff. We should test every peptide on Fauci.
Anecdotes, it's just bro science or whatever you want to call it. It's not the real deal. You don't know whether you're injecting yourself with a placebo would give you the same sense of whatever it is that you're wanting to feel. There's a lot of money here.
Dude, the next COVID, the next pandemic, the government should just call the vaccine a looks-maxing peptide and everyone will take it. For the next, it's just not, it's just at the same time as the virus. Don't even pretend there's there's no vaccine. But there is a brand new miracle peptide that is supposed to make you lose weight and make your chin sharper. And it's fucking amazing, and it's cheap. And then everyone will get that. They should have Fauci get out there and be like, I don't recommend taking the new peptide. And everyone will get it. We should have the opposite day our way to get people to take these fucking vaccines.
I don't know many peptides that are less than a couple $100 a shot. When you put up a few $100s for something, each time every month you go get it, talk about confirmation bias. And I don't care about the pushback. I'm just telling the truth. I'm giving the facts.
Now, folks, when Instagram told me to get on Threads, I said, fuck that shit. But in an age of rising tech skepticism, peptides seem to be a rare moment of a Silicon Valley trend bleeding out into the general public.
Hearing the range of people for whom this is very appealing made me think that, this.
If it's for a human, it's too weak for me. So you're taking Chinese horse peptides. Is that what you're telling me? You've moved up. You're finding the thinnest horses. You're taking cattle peptides for a healthy coat. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
This is going to be a huge thing. I think people are basically very willing to spend their own money in order to get hotter, to get healthier, and especially with decreasing amounts of trust and frustration with the American medical establishment, people are, in a relative sense, thinking like, well, why not sort of trust this influencer in this alternate route instead?
Are you worried about possible side effects?
Like pooping my pants again?
Sure.
Well, so people... Even if this took 5 years off my life
my God.
at the end of my life. It would be worth it for what it's done for me.
Indeed, peptides seem to be a product that speak to our
That's
time
crazy.
like no other. An easy-to-use drug that's sometimes a really fun shade of purple and forgoes government approval, thus leaving the gamble of our health up to us.
I think if you ask, I mean, listen, if you got cancer from it, if you flash forward 20 years and you've got cancer or something, or your liver is failing, right? Then I think you would change your answer no matter what you say now.
The people, those of us inundated every day with images of seemingly regular citizens with perfect hair, perfect skin, and somehow 8 different abs on their stomach despite having a desk job at Salesforce. The folks who look at these substances, weigh the pros and cons, and still have the risk-taking appetite to give a Discord moderator a few Bitcoin to cop an order from China, wait a week for delivery, swirl up some dust in a vial of water, take out a needle, look in the mirror, and say, hey, guess it's worth a shot.
I'm actually kind of impressed people were doing that. Not in a good way, I guess, but I couldn't imagine just getting a vial at my door from a factory in China and being like, all right, and then I don't know. To me, that's wild. Like, you have to just be like, fuck it. You just got to be totally desperate.
For good work, I'm Dan Toomey.
I think it kind of began in bodybuilding.
Actually, it was bodybuilders and these like CrossFit type communities who first started experimenting with peptides.
If I talk to the average bodybuilder, is it safe to assume that they're using peptides?
I mean, I can't speak for all bodybuilders,
Sure.
but I think competitively
what
speaking,
peptides
like
is
the
he
ones
on?
that are doing well competitively, 99% of them are.
How did you develop your stack? Pause.
So to a certain degree, we're all our own science experiment. It is kind of our responsibility to making sure that like our health is in our hands, you know. So like every 3 to 4 months, I'm getting blood work done just to make sure everything's okay.
What are you benching right now?
Oh shoot, bro, I don't really bench often.
Chest presses.
Yeah.
What's your max?
Okay.
What do you max out at?
I do like dumbbells.
Dumbbells. Okay.
Yeah.
What? So
like
on each side, what's the biggest dumbbell that you do? Like 40s?
Like 130 on an incline.
All right.
Put it in.
All right, guys. Next week, I'm going to be doing Atrioc peptide tier list. I'm going to inject all of them at once, and I'm going to tell you how they impacted my life and made me feel. And then I'm going to sell you some. It's going to be awesome. They're going to call it a pep rally. A peptide iceberg. It'll be the year of health, bro. I'll tell you what. I don't have an insane goal for the year of health. My goal is to get to 175, and I'm at like 180. You know, like I need to lose 5 pounds in a year. But if I get to October and I haven't made any progress, I'm I have like fucking 10 peptides in me. I'm gonna look crazy in November, bro. Or I'm gonna die because I'm gonna inject a fucking Tide Pod or something. What a sweater, holy. People like the sweater, folks. People like the sweater. It does kind of go dumb hard. We can't ignore it. We can't move on from the sweater when it's this fresh. It's fitted and kitted. And I live not too far from this, so it's like a cool. Left for an hour still talking about the sweater. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Is Hera around? Wake up, Hera. Wake up, bro. I need to talk some shit. I'm pissed. I need to talk shit to Hera. When are you going to China? I'm going to China in 2 weeks. Less than that? Dude, if I don't get my fucking visa soon, I'm actually going to have the most miserable March of all time. I'm going to be so sad. If my friends all go to China and I can't go, I'm actually going to be so sad. It's not a joke how sad I'm going to be. I'm checking my application. Track the status of my application. Preliminary review in progress. That's it. It just says preliminary review in progress. I mean, they're not doing it on Saturday night, I guess. Guys, I just was thinking about something. Just totally unrelated. I was just thinking about how much I respect Xi Jinping as a leader and as a man. I just think he's been crushing it. And I think we need to give him more credit where credit is due. He's been on that wave. He's been killing it. And honestly, he's on that grind set. And honestly, the stuff I was thinking about peptides earlier, I actually was wrong. I was thinking about it. I should trust the peptides because the Chinese factory that sent them would not send me bad peptides. They would honestly, they're incentivized to give me the best quality peptide at a low price. And so honestly, just let me in, bro. Extra History as a short series in the history of paper money. I think we've watched this, and I think it was fire. We watched this history of paper money. It was really good. And I really enjoyed it, but I already watched it. Benjamin lost all his investments? What?
Hello, everyone.
Ben lost everything? Wait, like for real or is it a joke?
Hope you're all doing well. No easy way to make this video. The title is not a meme. This is not satire. Guys, I actually blew up. I blew up. To start out, just disbelief. I don't even know how this happened. Truly, I'm in disbelief. As many memes as I have created about losing my life savings, I fucked around and I really found out. I wanted to mention again, free refunds. If anyone wants a refund, just DM me. Don't worry, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If anyone here needed a sign, if you were on the fence about getting into the market, this might be your sign to run away now. Give up on this. Go watch the Plain Bagel or Ben Felix. DM me. I'll refund you. Cancel your subscription. Never come back. For what it's worth, I still think the videos on here are not bad. And ironically, I feel like my capability in terms of finding decent bets is better than it ever has been. Quote from a guy who just lost all of his money.
He's like so self-aware and honest, but like obviously not, bro. Like obviously not.
Take that as you will. Free refunds.
Okay.
I'm in disbelief. Silver lining here as well. My soul has
What's
been
the context?
absolute.
I don't know the context. Benjamin is a guy that makes fun finance videos like once a year. We've watched a couple on stream. I guess he's got a Patreon where he talks to people about trading or trades with people. This is all inferred by what I'm saying. I don't know. And so I guess he lost all his money. That's
crushed. The scale of the loss for a lot of traders and investors I know would barely be a slap on the wrist. I'm young enough to where it's not a complete catastrophe, just a very, very large setback, and one that didn't need to happen. This isn't the end of trading for me. Well, active trading. I'll never stop trading, but this isn't the end of active trading, even though I've thought a lot about whether it should be.
Okay,
the thing that
probably
really
should be.
sucks more than the loss is the realization that I have the capability to make a mistake on this scale. I feel like technically I've never been more capable of doing it, but it's also never felt more uncertain in terms of, can I actually trust myself to come into this casino every day with zero oversight and not make some catastrophic error? Because so much of the failure here is from errors that had no reason to be as costly as they were.
Okay.
Errors that are just part of the process, but those being compounded by being fooled by the market and that leading to a risk-taking mentality that was bound to just destroy me on a long enough time horizon.
Yeah.
I don't want to believe that I'm cursed just quite yet. Maybe I'm just coping, but
I will say he's ahead of the curve. I think the exact feelings he's going through are going to be everybody's. Almost everybody. All private credit, all fucking banks, all... I think they're having the same fucking feeling.
in a sense, right now, my diagnosis of the problem is way more just sucking at the
All
job
buy now, pay
rather than
later,
having
all-
irreconcilable psychological issues. As much as a lot of these problems seem psychological, and they're absolutely perpetuated by seemingly insane decisions that even I don't really understand looking back at them. The difference is now I've lived this reality, and I see the other reality where I took all the good stuff from this and made some pretty subtle tweaks to it with the information I have now, and the outcome was drastically different. But this video is going to be my best attempt at doing an analysis of how I broke my brain,
Okay.
so that hopefully you can live these mistakes vicariously
This
and
is good. This is
extract
important.
that wisdom, such as to never end up in this situation yourself.
This is good.
Also, I think people notoriously create stories about why things happened that may or may not actually be reality. Maybe the real story here is guy just likes gambling more than he likes having money.
Probably.
But if nothing else, hopefully this story will be a funny one and one that you can maybe learn from. So, I think this really begins at the
It's a
end of
prediction market?
2024 with the election trade that I posted about
Oh,
on here.
no.
If I had to point to a single catalyst that was
no.
the trigger for destruction, it was this. For those that are new, basically during the 2024 election, it was looking like there was going to be a huge cross-exchange ARB opportunity between Polymarket, Kalshi, and Interactive Brokers Forecast Exchange. That's their prediction market. I'd been doing some smaller cross-exchange ARB before then, but really just messing around with it. But before this, I had the mindset of there should always be a section of your portfolio that's untouchable. It doesn't mean you're necessarily just buying and holding with it, but there's never a chance you're going to lose all of it. Anything you might be doing with it is very passive,
Okay.
very forgiving.
This is fine. Yeah, this is good. I thought it was flipped for a second. I was going to be pissed off, but yeah. Yeah, like this percent you can have a little fun with. You could pick some stocks or whatever, but probably the rest should be in, I mean, they say S&P 500 and chill, but I would say a diversified global index fund, including non-American stocks. In fact, you should probably get a percentage in like ex-US, so it doesn't have any overlap. And then you should have, you know, bonds in there. I'd say some bonds, and then I would say 15% gold if you were asking me, but that's just me, not financial advice.
Not active trading, not ever. And it's because I've seen this exact story so many times, and seen it from people that I would never expect to see it from. People that seem to be playing the game in the smartest, most responsible way. But what happened was, in the weeks leading up to the election, literally weeks before, the US regulated prediction markets finally got approval for trading these election contracts. And those election markets were by far the highest volume markets on Poly.
Buy good bonds with high yields, Iranian war bonds. I mean, you make the most money buying Iran war bonds or Ukraine war bonds. Okay? That's where you get the highest return. And they are definitely good for it. That's where you should place it. Believe.
Market at the time. And at this point, I'm like, let's go. No one is going to be set up to arb these things. This is guerrilla warfare retail trader heaven. Like these.
I don't even think you can buy Iran war bonds. Can you? Like, how would you even be able to do? Their currency is zero. The exchange rate is zero. How you wouldn't even be able to? Does oh, okay. They don't. They don't even, no one even loans them money. They don't even issue global bonds. They just print money, which is why their currency is nothing. Yeah, they just borrow from themselves and print. Okay.
Are the conditions to actually load every penny into this ARB? Let me just break the rules this one time. I realize in hindsight, my rule was actually part of your portfolio should never be used for active trading unless you really want to. You shouldn't smoke crack unless you really want to.
Dude,
then you can.
You ever been at you guys ever, I mean, Vegas is dead and Zoomers don't go, but you ever been at Vegas or a casino in general? And you got the friend that always they get up in chips. They're doing good at blackjack or craps, whatever. They get up in chips and they set aside a chunk of them. They separate their pile of chips. They put a pile of it over here and they're like, "That's my safety. I won't spend that. I'm keeping that." But they always dip into it. Like they separate the piles and they bet the other pile. But then when the other pile runs out, they go, "Okay, well," and they grab. They just grab from the safety pile and make a new pile. Like it's not, I've never seen someone hold to that split.
And it's not that doing active trading is bad. It's just hard and unforgiving, especially as a retail trader with no oversight and no risk manager and no one to tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, you're losing your mind. We're going to pull the plug on you now." And those are things that you just don't even know you'd need until you need them, at which point it's probably too late. And it's also why so many of the people that have retail trading...
Can you explain how someone arbitrage prediction markets? I mean, I haven't done it, but theoretically, it'd be like they'd be mispriced. So if like the chance of, I don't know, Kamala winning is 10% different on each platform, you could take both sides of the trade and then guaranteed make money, right? It gets into okay.
Courses or services that are good are so careful to set realistic expectations with people, and why so many of the day trading courses that you see are just setting people up for failure and just like one of the most damaging things you could possibly do. Because setting somebody's expectations in that way to come out and do what is really such a difficult thing over the long term is just like a recipe for destruction. If you're interested in the mechanics of that trade, the video is still posted on here. But basically the idea is you've got the same bet on 3 different exchanges. The price of the bet should be the same in all places at all times. But when there's an imbalance between the amount of people supplying bets and the amount of demand for bets, the price can get dislocated. In the simplest terms, you're just mean reversion trading that spread. And really the value this is creating for the market is if these bets are truly the same thing. This spread means there's a buyer for this bet at 40 and a seller for the bet at 36 with no way to match the two. As traders compete to get that ARB, everyone's incrementally front-running each other until eventually the customer, buyers for these prediction market bets, are getting very good prices, incorporating all of the different buyers and sellers from every exchange. There's a little more detail to doing this trade well because really what you're trying to do is isolate the price where the most aggressive possible seller is selling and buy from them, or the most aggressive buyer is buying and sell to them. Specifically where you fill within that spread might be adding multiple percentages of profit to the trade. So in real time, you're waiting for that spread to get big and then watching how fast is 40 refilling, is 39 getting hit, how big is the queue at 39, how strong is my higher time frame mean reversion signal. Using all of those things to solve for where to buy and sell. So there's a kind of fast execution element of it. Maybe that sounds complicated, but the whole point is really at the time, that US election gambling flow was so massive relative to the amount of people making markets there that it was incredibly forgiving and easy, and I messed up plenty of things, and it still worked better than expected. The dislocations on that night were absolutely massive. There was infinite liquidity for any retail gambler, and I traded that ARB for like 16 hours straight.
Okay.
One theme of this implosion is bets that are subtly bad in very dangerous ways. If I were to try to figure out the way this was subtly bad, potential small and unclear differences in contract specs or settlement details maybe, tried to really do my due
one thing I'm
diligence
picking up
there.
is he's deeply in the weeds on this. This is faster than day trading. This is micro, minute to minute. Locked in, watching the ticker, watching the numbers, totally. Yeah, okay.
That might be one. The Trump shares on Polymarket tended to always be overpriced, probably because of the uncertainty around resolution
what I don't
criteria.
understand is, for a trade like this, you would assume the best way to do it is algorithmically. Like I don't see how a human would be advantaged at all over an algorithm that could just take the mean of the different platforms, would find the price that's most likely, and then buy and sell when it's mispriced. You got to feel it, bruv.
And that spread is not the ARB I'm talking about necessarily. That's part of it. But I saw that spread get dislocated massively, even when normalizing for the persistent overpricing in Trump shares on
called the hard to
Polymarket.
trade.
But that could be one thing. Another risk, there was a crypto leg in the trade, which always just gives you some tail risk of destruction for a completely unanticipated reason. And just the loading the boat mentality, not taking seriously certain low probability risks, thinking, I'll worry about those risks in the future. Also just not being good enough yet to do that trade at that scale. Part of the segmenting the portfolio into passive investments or strategies and then active trading comes from a recognition that you're just bound to convince yourself that you're smarter than you are. Because in a sense, the only time you're going to be convinced to break that rule is when the opportunity is huge and easy.
So, I mean, this guy's more advanced than your average bear, but it does seem like the classic thing that happens to most young men that get into stock trading in any way, which is that the worst thing that can happen is you're successful. If you like, this worked for him around the election, and it seems like he's building to him doing it again in a terrible way. But like, if you get an early options bet or something that does well, you're almost certainly going to lose a ton of money. Almost certainly. Like, I would take the bet on that 98 times out of 100. If a young person gets an early options win, they will think they're smarter than they are. And yeah, first hit is free.
Which means it'll likely work. And once you've been fooled by that, it's hard to become unfooled. It's hard to not be like, dang, what if I put all of my money into these strategies while not actually having the skill that you think you have? I view this as a big moment where my brain broke. After that, I was like, I'm going to do active trading. I'm throwing out everything up to this point. All realistic expectations are going out the window. At this point, instead of thinking, I'm going to take what the market gods give me, it was, I'm going to make the market gods give me what I deserve. The ultimate grind set to lose all of your money incredibly fast. That was at the end of 2024. What followed was something that I can only describe
as... It's funny because people have this same philosophy, but not even for like a complicated arbitrage trade, but for fucking DraftKings. There's people that for way less of even an opportunity. They're like, I am going to force my way into wealth through this addictive gambling app. I'm going to make it happen. It's like, no, you're fucking not.
a period of time where I proceeded to legitimately lose my sanity. My thought process was, let me just start doing intraday mean reversion. That's something I've never done but have an edge in. If you're wondering why I unfortunately don't have any great loss porn to show you, the reason is because I'm saving that for a bigger video in the future.
Okay.
Hopefully the greatest video I ever make. It's also not really consolidated in any way that can truly capture everything that needs to be captured. Diagnosis of this period: sucking at the job and insanity. Not doing the job well. Doing it in a way that if I saw someone else doing it that way, I'd be like, you're really playing with fire and this is going to catch up with you. And knowing that for myself too. What's hilarious is I'd have days where I'd have thoughts like, oh, you're so going to blow up. You're going to lose everything. It's not a matter of if, it's when, but still coming in and taking more risk. And
this is one of the most self-aware, degenerate gamblers I've ever seen. That's such a hilarious thing to say. You know exactly what you're doing and you just can't control yourself. I mean, on a much smaller level, I get it. That's a human thing. I drove to 7-Eleven and bought a big bag of lemon Sour Patch Kids the other day, and I knew I would feel bad. Okay. I knew it. I knew every step of the way. I knew when I was eating it. I knew. Okay? So it is the same thing.
A lot of the times being rewarded for that. Took a bunch of outright bad bets. This is also where the subtly bad bets really came back to bite me. A subtly bad bet in this context being you have a regime-dependent edge, but eventually things change and you continuing to try to do what you're doing is not going to work. And what's even worse is I was pushing harder to try to counteract things changing, avoiding every signal that I needed to stop because I was frustrated. I go back to the idea of not doing the job well here though, because while that might sound kind of psychological, if you just had data to say definitively you trying to shoehorn this strategy into this market or you brushing off some highly improbable corner case event and piling all of your money into this ARB, if you had a way to see the counterfactual where that ends in destruction through data or maybe through watching this video, it would be easier to make the right decision. Anyway, that's why I say the diagnosis is doing the job badly. I started doing some more market making in the prediction markets at the end of 2024. I think all the election bets flowed into everything else and it was easy for a while.
Yeah, he's kind of soft convincing himself to do it again though in this video. Like this guy is addicted to gambling. Straight up. Like he is. He's addicted to the rush of this trade and he would like to do it again. I mean, he's learning a lesson and I'm glad he's imparting it on people and seeing what happens.
Went into a drawdown at the beginning of the year. I'd also been trying to make something work in small caps, steadily chopping around and kind of losing money, but not blowing up, just trying to learn. That started to really work. At the time, I was just cortisol maxing 10 hours a day, taking like 250 trades a day. It worked for a while. Schwab started
I want to be so clear. Listen, I don't know everything this guy's doing on trading, and I know there are some people out there with some strategies. I'm not going to be 0% here, but I know for a fact that day trading is one of the most notoriously unprofitable professions in the world. Day trading on your own is like a 98% loss rate. I'm not kidding. Like you are competing in the most competitive game there is in the world. It's the game of money, and you're competing against people with better information, better algorithms, better staffed. They have every advantage possible, every single advantage possible. They bet on you losing. They know your order flow. Like it's the idea that you're gonna profitably over the long-term day trade is a fool's errand. It's a mirage. Yeah, but I watched The Big Short once and I asked Grok.
Accounts, taking tons of trades every day. My account didn't get banned. I don't think I had enough edge to get banned, but I was like, I'll let the Schwab account fly under the radar for a while just in case. Switched to Centerpoint, immediately started incinerating money. The flows in small caps started to dry up. The regime changed in a big way. It got hard. I was underestimating how much trading with Schwab's internalized routing was helping. I think liquidity also just got worse at the time. Also how much I was saving in commissions. Tried to push it anyway and just bled out. Eaten alive by fees, but just spinning my wheels trying to force it to happen. Switched to shorting, figured I'd be able to transition some of my knowledge on the long side to the short side. It worked for a while before getting absolutely destroyed on a few gargantuan.
What knowledge? I'm not but what, like, you would call it alpha, which is advantage you have over the market. Knowledge or experience or advantage you have over the market. What alpha do you have in trading small caps, which is just companies with small market caps? Like what do you know about that the broader market doesn't? I guess that's just crazy. Like people need to understand that. Like, you don't, just because you read a due diligence on Wall. I'm not saying this guy did. I like Benjamin's videos. I think maybe he has a more complicated understanding than people I'm talking to. But the people I'm talking to, it's like, you read a DD on Wall Street Bench or something. You don't have like a
short squeezes. This implosion can be described as periods of time where I paid absolutely obscene fees, each one punctuated by a face-ripping short squeeze. Finally, I was like, all right, let me just dial things back, cut out the 200 trades per day, cut out the hard to borrow shorting, cut back on the small cap casino that's destroying me on fees, run it up in large caps instead. It worked until it didn't, culminating in a day where I proceeded to lose half the account in an hour. In my last video about my drawdown, a smart viewer asked, how
he put all of his money in and lost half the account in an hour. He's not saying the amount. He said he's wiped out. It's his life savings. That's crazy, bro. It makes you feel sick. I know I've told this story, but I just want to reiterate. I remember when I did an option, like early. This is my first year at Twitch, second year at Twitch, and I did an options bet on Chinese Netflix because this was the early days, and I just thought I'm Warren Buffett, and I got it figured out. And I lost $7,000 in one day. And I walked around and I couldn't even see people. I saw through people. I was like a ghost. I like felt like I got punched in the stomach. It was so bad. I didn't have that money. I was still paying student loans at the time. But I'm so glad that happened to me because ever since then, I've been a safe, like not even the world's most passive S&P 500 guy, but I've just been a safe investor ever since then. And it saved me so much money. I'm so glad it happened. I legitimately look back on that happy because it hurt me so bad. And I had work to do that day and I couldn't even think about it. I was at E3. This is before E3 got canceled or like ended. And I was supposed to be doing coverage for Twitch. And instead I walked outside of the parking lot and just bent over. I was like, like I was breathing heavy. I felt hot. I was like, I was just so worried. Like my bank account looked so terrible.
How did this happen? How within this period of you incinerating money did you seemingly fail to think, maybe this thing I'm doing is stupid? It's a good question, and I think it's where the execution errors really compound. In a sense, executing a bet badly is way more deadly than taking a bad bet. I mean, they're the same thing. But a badly executed bet is the deadliest type of bad bet. First, because if you're sizing too large, it's just dead on arrival. But the more subtly dangerous thing is if you're sizing too large and it's making you nervous, you just stop doing the strategy. It's why in the deep value video I mentioned any set of...
This is the same way poker players talk. It's the exact same way. And poker is a game you could be profitable in, but again, the average person won't be. They always talk about bet sizing in poker. I was a horrible poker player. When I lived in Korea, I studied abroad. I would read all these poker books, and I would go to this little local Korean casino where only foreigners were allowed in because gambling was illegal in Korea, but you can go if you're non-Korean. And they had all these fake photos of Robert De Niro on the wall, and they were using his likeness without paying him. It was called like the Lucky 7 Casino, and it had Robert De Niro everywhere, and this is pre-AI or anything, they just photoshopped it. And I would read poker books during the day. I would get my, Bop or whatever, and then I would read a poker book, and then I would show up to the casino and think I was fucking the shit. I'd have my glasses on. And I would fucking gamble, and I was terrible, and I was bad, but one of the lessons they talk about then was, if your bet sizing is too big, like if you bring too much to the table, you're gonna play scared. You're gonna play stupid. You're not gonna do your play. You're not gonna follow the lessons that you are trying to follow. And that seems to be true for this as well. But again, this is crazy.
Rules that is systematic and standardized is better than discretion a lot of the time, because on average, people cut winning trades early and let losing trades run because they want the feeling of winning. And with any trade that's more passive, not super execution sensitive, those feelings aren't that powerful. But when you're watching the screens hours a day, all of a sudden you're seeing signals and everything, you're getting tilted, you're getting slowly fooled into doing dumb things. Sound off in the comments with your own analysis of the problem. It's funny, right? Like
yeah, I mean, there's just no way a human is the right person for this type of job. To sit at a screen for 12 hours a day and try to find micro mispricings in trades is what a computer is designed for. There is literally no possible way you have a sustainable advantage as a human being. There's just none. So the only thing a human can do investing wise is to make a long-term correct slow bet on the way the world might change. That's the only thing. That's the only advantage a human might have, is like the wisdom of a trade that's long-term. Not like the shorter time frame it gives, the more you're obviously outmatched by a machine.
Probably studied these things more than most other people, even in finance, just with the channel and stuff. So to have this happen is crazy. The good thing is it really does.
I grew up with somebody whose dad did it well, 12 monitor setup and everything. Listen, maybe your friend's dad was the exception, but I will tell you, most of the people with that 8 monitor setup who talk about doing it well are actually bleeding money. Maybe they're bleeding it slow. Maybe they're bleeding it. Maybe they have some up days, but they're like, overall, they are not profitable. Like they convince themselves it's working for way longer than they should, but it's not. If they like had just worked a job at the same time and compared they would find out that they're underperforming. And if you talk to most gamblers, they'll say, "Oh, I'm up lifetime. I'm up, or I'm about even." Most gamblers say they're about even. Lifetime, I'm about even. I won that one day, I lost that day, but it's all the casino did not build itself off of everybody going even, bro. They're down.
I feel like something within me has changed, and I think on some level I was just destined to need to learn this lesson in a way that was gonna really hurt. I feel like while the short-term variance has been incredibly painful, my EV has ticked up in a big way. Path forward is to focus on taking better bets. If you guys see any pump.fun advertisements coming from me, just ignore those and know I'm getting the bag to run it.
You did not learn. The lesson is not take better bets. And the lesson is not you suddenly have better EV. EV's expected value. He's saying he's more advantage against the market than he was before. No, that's crazy. I disagree, but I do appreciate him making that video. I do appreciate making the video. I do think there's a lot of people swimming naked when the tide goes out, bro. All right, chat. It's late. Usually I would end now, but I'm probably gonna see if Hera wants to coach me on a game. I'm gonna call him. Or I'll play Slay the Spire. I'm either gonna play Age of Empires 2 or Slay the Spire. If Hera's around, I need a coach, bro. I'm not trying to get fucking mollywopped by Grubby. I need a fucking coach. I need someone to. Oh, he's here. Hera!
Hello?
Are you asleep?
No, I'm wide awake.
Bro, I told you
It's
to
early.
wake up. I need my coach.
Bro, I told you I stay up late nowadays.
Bro, it's like I'm locked in, bro. I played 10 games today. You ruined my life. You got me hooked.
Bro,
You gave me one hit of heroin yesterday, and you knew what it would do. You're a dealer.
Let me talk to the chat because you're talking crazy already.
Talk to the chat.
Also, don't make this a gambling story. I know you just watched some guy lose his life savings, but that's not what happened to you. You're not the victim here, Atrioc. Atrioc played like 10 games of AV2, and he lost them all. Then he puts that shit on me because I introduced it to him again. But it's not what happened.
Yeah, no, you're right. Whenever the drug addict is dying in the street, it's not the dealer's fault, bro. He didn't do anything about it. You just sold me the product, but you don't know what I could do with it.
Bro,
listen. By the way, I didn't lose all my games. I'm a honest to God 14-40 probably. I'm an honest to God.
Are you gonna play right now?
Yeah, I want to play one. I was hoping you would coach me, bro. I need help.
Play one?
Yeah, just one. It's late.
I have an issue. I'm like mid-league game right now, and it's early. It's very unfortunate
What
timing.
time is it there? You're a degenerate. Oh, bro, you're up at like 6 a.m. playing League. Oh my
Wait,
God! Look at
once
my coach,
again,
bro. I'm cooked.
Once again, Atrioc. You just watched some guy lose his life savings day trading on frickin' Poly Market, and you're calling me the degenerate? My goodness. I'm the moderate one here. Out of who has hit the stream today, I'm the moderate one here.
Bro.
I haven't lost any money today. Just haven't worked.
Bro, you know how many games Grubby played today? I'm sweating. I'm nervous. All right, I need to
It
bring.
didn't help him. He was tilting at the end. Grubby was tilting at the end. Yeah.
Good. Keep him tilted. You should probably drop in his chat and be like, "Hey, you're not playing so well." You gotta neg him a little bit or something, dude. I need every advantage I can get.
Atrioc, why don't we plan an honest to God coaching session instead of one game right now? You're gonna be asked in one game. You're not gonna be focused.
Okay, I want a full coaching session, but I also want to get a game in because I'm trying to get as much practice as I can get. I have little time here.
Okay, run a game. I'll coach you while playing League. Right. It might not be good, but I'll tell you what to do. I'm a professional.
Okay, I got you. You're a professional. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Also, your mistakes are basic. I just look over, cue some villagers, dumbass, and that's it.
No, dude. I'm operating at a high level.
Mid-level. I'm so happy you're back to playing AoE2 though. That makes me happy. I'm not gonna lie. That makes me real happy.
Dude, it's such a good game, unfortunately. Unfortunately for the world. It's like heroin is such a good drug.
Really bad for you, but boy does it feel good to play.
Does it feel good, dude. Boy does it hit. All right, chat. I know Age of Empires is tough to watch. Thank you for watching the stream. But if you want to see, I'm preparing for a show match with Grubby, one of the greatest RTS gamers of all time. Myself is playing against him, so it should be pretty good. It should be a real show match.
The funny thing is, okay, Grubby is a former Warcraft 3 #1 player, high-level StarCraft 2 player.
Yeah.
And it's actually close between him and Atrioc. Like your political commentator here is actually doing work. It's crazy.
I'm telling you, bro. It's close. People are acting like I have zero chance. I'm in the same. We're both mid 1400s with a win today. I just want you to know. Today, we're both in the middle of 1400s, and we're playing the ladder, and we could have queued up to each other.
But you should Q snipe him. That's what you should be doing, actually. You should Q snipe him.
Not Q snipe him, bro. I only have one shot. If it's a best of 5 or whatever, I'll lose for sure. But
you're cooked. It's one game, you have to cheese him, and that's it. And then you say you're better than him forever if you win.
If I win one game, it's you think I didn't play after I hit 1500? I'll never play.
Not even a fun game on the weekend. You're not gonna
play. They can install 10 new expansion packs. You'll never see me again, bro. That's the last game of Age of Empires I ever played.
Too good.
Wait, my shit is lagging. My shit is lagging. I'm trying to close all this shit down.
Look at the excuses rolling out already. Look at this guy.
No. Don't. Tyrus champ. Dude, I want to show you something. I'll show you guys while you're here. Well, I should wait till. All right, I'll show you guys, but you have to hear it the same time again when Grubby's on, because I'm gonna do the same story. But I found this photo and I think it's so funny. I went to my Facebook to see if I still had this. I haven't used Facebook in 10 years. There's an album from a photo album from 2011. Holy shit. All right, look at this. Can you guys see this? All right, there's me doing interviews with Team Liquid players at the first. This is DreamHack Jönköping Summer 2011. It's like one of the first big StarCraft 2 tournaments. And I remember this is where I first met Grubby. And I was so excited to meet him because I took this photo. I took this photo of him on the magazine, bro. And then I met him at the after party, and he was like so nice. I was like so excited to meet him. He got destroyed in StarCraft 2, though. I low-key remember. Bro got 2-0'd by Idra. I remember that game.
And he was still nice to you. Shit, what a nice guy.
I know. Still had a good. All right, I'll bring up this.
All right, bro. Share screen on Discord so I get the live.
Yeah, because you're focused on losing lane, bro.
I will coach you perfectly. It's gonna be your fault if we lose.
Oh no. All right, I'm sharing. Helmet? I don't know how I still have my Viking helmet. I'll put on the Viking song, I guess. Here, I'm searching.
Really getting the spirits.
No, I'm gonna be on 1v1. 1v1. Okay. Okay.
I'm watching.
Okay. All right.
Let's do it, boss.
Play China? No. I'm Vikings only till I die. Vikings only till I die. I need to learn what Ethiopians even do, bro. I don't.
It's an archiciv. And they have an infantry unique unit from the castle. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, but like, how do they match up economically? That's I'm always trying to get my free wheelbarrow and like push that while I got an advantage.
Okay. See, you're an economist. You think deep. So he gets 200 free resources at the start of every age. So he gets more resources than you early.
It sounds busted.
But you scale better. No, but you get like wheelbarrow for free, which is like better as the game goes on.
Yeah,
you know.
Wait, he gets 200 free resources when he gets to feudal.
Yes, 100 food, 100 gold.
Well, is this castle going to be insane?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you the other day.
Oh.
Like it's not gonna be an easy game for you. You're gonna have to defend and shit.
That sounds terrible. Wait, that doesn't sound good at all.
But if you get free wheelbarrow and free handcars, you scale
but that
better.
Means I have to scale. I don't want to scale, bro. I wanted to be ahead early. Oh, that's not good at all.
Yeah, it's bad news. I wish I had some good news for you.
That's a bad situation.
What if he just doesn't play Ethiopians? Like, what if we're preparing for these Ethiopians? He pulls something else.
I don't know. All right, I gotta do my shit.
Lock in.
I might not be able to play this.
Okay, that's one of like the new civs kind of. It's an old civ, but it has like a new units. So he could like rush you in Dark Age, super cheesy.
Okay. You can rush me in
Just
Dark
warning
Age.
You. Yeah.
My shit's actually lagging. That's not good. Isn't it? It's not lagging on your side?
On my side, it's perfect.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it's stuttering all to hell. Fuck.
Shit, it's really bad. Do you wanna cancel the Discord stream? I can just watch on your stream.
Let me try.
Okay. I'll be like 10 seconds delayed, but it won't matter.
No,
I'll coach you the macro.
Oh yeah, that was it. Damn. Fucking...
Oh, you have a garbage ass PC. Aren't you a professional streamer? What's going on?
Wait, it's still fucking. Yeah, I don't know. We did this yesterday. It was fine. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh no, it might be a free L. Can't do anything. I can't. Ah, bro. Wait, I'm gonna try. Wait, chat. I'm gonna try stop streaming. Sorry. It's lagging all the shit, dude.
Bro, don't end your stream over one game of age. Just continue streaming, play Slay the Spire tonight, and we meet up on another day.
We'll do it tomorrow.
It's okay, Atrioc. Smile, bro. Smile.
Oh, I can't play this. It's not moving. Okay. All right. Fucking hell.
That's when you know it wasn't meant to be. Another loss. Another loss to the Bucks.
That's a
My
terrible
goodness.
loss.
What's the yellow 1300s?
Shut up, dude. Oh, win trading, bro. God damn it. Why is this so laggy? Is it PowerPoint?
That's disappointing.
What's open? Let me control alt delete.
Did you say, is it PowerPoint?
But I got
Bless your heart,
PowerPoints
bro.
open. That's so strange. All right. Maybe I should just restart my PC, but then I can't. All right. When we coaching? You got to coach me.
Yes, when? I said any day, anytime. And you wait to the last second, of course, and tell me to wake up, bro, all caps.
You were already awake, bro. You're playing League.
Well,
you're watching the stream
you
too.
would just
Get some good entertainment.
get me, of course. I've been watching like all your streams. I'm trying to learn. It's freaking Get Smarter Saturdays. I'm trying to learn.
Well, it's a good stream. It's a quality product. I'm not an RTS streamer, so I don't get to play 8 hours a day like Grubby, but I guess I could still squeeze in some games at the end if my coach
You're
wasn't.
so mad that you're not a gamer, but you wish so much that you were a freaking gaming streamer.
I don't want to be a gaming streamer except for this moment. I actually don't want to, but I would like to play nothing but Age of Empires for 5 days straight. That's what I would like to do. And then give my honest best effort because I think I could have a real shot.
Bro, why did you turn down my Road to Challenger idea? Me and you, bro. Me and you, 16 hours a day, like the good old days. We run a freaking Road to Challenger.
League of Legends.
Bro, I need to breathe some life back into you.
That would bring some death back into me. You know, I've never been healthier or feeling better than I did 3 days ago. And then Slay the Spire came out, and then Age of Empires 2, this show match happened. And now I'm sitting in my ass in the chair for 16 hours a day, grinding.
Yeah, you ran like an 8 hour Slay the Spire 2 stream. That's crazy.
That shit was gas, though. That game is so cracked. All right, chat. I think I'm going to end and restart my PC. Thank you for watching today. That was a very fun stream. I will be live tomorrow morning with a presentation and maybe tomorrow night with Hera coaching, honestly. If he's around.
I'm down.
We do a real one.
I'll be there. I will be around. I told you I'm around every day.
I'm down for that. Guys,
Okay.
07, thank you for watching. Adios.